everybody, and welcome to Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, and the National League. Same introduction as usual. I'm not as good as Josh with his song lyrics, and I'm not as good as Sam with his limericks, so I will work on it. But let's crack on with the show, and we've got the best bunch of people with me today to talk football. So, Anne, how are you? How are you doing today?
Very well, yeah. Very wet because it's been absolutely horrendous the last couple of days here. But yeah, absolutely fine. Thank you very much. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. I'm actually really happy because Dale actually won. So for once, I can actually talk about the game and be happy with a smile on my face. So yeah, I'm loving it. Nick, how are you doing? How's your week been?
Yeah, it's all good. Thankfully, we've missed the worst of the weather where I am, so we haven't had too much. Just a bit of rain. So it's everything's good. Yeah, good week apart from football, but heyo, such is life.
we can quickly skip over that if you like.
No. We'll talk about it.
Love it. And Claire, how are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been interesting. But at least my team are still showing up. So there's always something to cheer about. But yeah, I've had better weeks, but that's why we come on a Thursday to cheer ourselves up.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything can happen on this stream, anything, as everybody knows. And just go into the chat before we start. We have got our very own Sam, bless him, in the chat. Welcome to the show, everyone. What a fantastic team we have tonight. Hope everyone in the chat is doing great. And then we have Anthony. Hi, everyone. Where is Claire? Is everybody ready to be silly? We are always ready to be silly on this podcast. I mean, I don't think we can be normal and serious when we have to be, but we don't like that, do we? We like to be fun. As well, we have in the chat the Dugout Football Channel. Hello, panel. Shah, seen your posts on social media recently. Ignore the haters. You do a fabulous job on this channel, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. Simon, as usual. Evening, Shah, gang, and everyone in the chat. Hope everyone is okay. Doing really well. Thank you. Aled, evening all. Looking forward to the Magpies.
That'll be Notts County, won't it? It won't be the...
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
at least Sam was in the chat before. Sam, your football team, man. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Someone on the Stockport County podcast last night referred to Eric Ten Hag as Eric Ten Hag. That's pretty funny. Just before we move on, though, like me and Ant were just hoping that something would come up where we could mention the trolling. So the Dugout Football Channel has given us a good opportunity, and I know Shah has got no idea that we wanted to do it, but we're absolutely sick and tired of seeing not just Shah but anybody get trolled on social media. Shah's got a big following because she's a big personality. She's amazing, and we all love her to pieces. And it's just a shame that some people wake up in the morning and feel like it's acceptable to be a dick. So # don't be a dick.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, kind of from what the Dugout Channel said there, you do a cracking job, mate. We all love you, and just fuck them, really, honestly. It's not worth it. We love you so much. And obviously, we're all here together, talk about football and everything like that, but we're all mates off here as well, aren't we? And when we're seeing things like that, it just gets repetitively crap, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's just no need.
Yeah, we all think you're doing a cracking job. Keep doing what you're doing. Let them just do what they want to do.
I'll second that, obviously. I've not been on this podcast for very long, but, I consider certainly Shah a big friend now, and Claire and Anne, and it's really good. And you host it brilliantly. We have a good laugh. You're such a fun person, to be with. So, like I said earlier, and I've DM'd you, just ignore the twats, because that's what they are. Haven't got a brain cell. You're far above any of that. Just laugh at them and block them. Simple as that. And they're not worth wasting your energy on. You've got positive energy. They've got negative. We don't need that. Nobody needs it. So as Claire said, out there, don't be a dick, because you just make yourself look stupid. So, we love Char, love everything she does, and you crack on, girl.
Oh, thanks, guys. I'm going to get emotional. I need to try and put on my poker face now.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a cry after the show.
You got your mascara on. Is it going to be running?
It's not waterproof, as Claire knows from when I was laughing that time.
But I've upgraded by now, honey.
Oh, no, don't upgrade me. I'm a Rochdale fan. Of course I don't upgrade. But thank you so much, and I love you all too. Going back to the chat as well, we've got Sam. It's Lower League show, and keep it topical. Oh, it's on Manchester United. Might be joining you on here at this rate.
I only ask for one thing about kind of teams like that, especially in the cups. Just beat Newcastle, please.
You're a Chelsea fan now.
Yeah.
As well, Mr. Luke, I'll read everyone. Mr. Gateshead versus Fylde fixture cheers. I know, you know how much I don't like Fylde as well. So I was team Gateshead on this one, and you let me down, Luke. You let me down. In the chat as well, no place for it. Don't understand why people think like that. Shah, you do a brilliant job. Keep up. Thank you so much. I'm going to get really emotional reading these. Hashtag don't be a dick. PS Shah is a legend forever and always. Thank you. I'm feeling the love tonight, so thanks everyone. Anthony as well. I'm absolutely fed up of trolling of any kind. I hate that any kind of positive activity is seen as an opportunity for people to mock for cheap likes and attention. That is so true. And then in the chat as well, Shah, just ignore them. Not a clue why people just do those sort of things. Keep it up with the hard work, please. You are smashing it. Oh, you're all so lovely. Should we get talking some football anyway before I start? Scoops is in. He's put, I can't type. Fat fingers. Are Jill still massive, Scoops? That's what I want to know. And what are your thoughts on the new managerial appointment as well? Because you do have Robbie Stockdale as your assistant, who was at Rochdale for a little bit. So I just want to know your thoughts.
He's an ex-Sunderland, I say ex-Sunderland manager, he's ex-Sunderland assistant manager, and caretaker manager on a couple of occasions. I've got to be honest, I quite like Robbie Stockdale as assistant. Who got the job? Sorry, who got the?
Is it called Clement?
Oh, is it Clement? Yes.
I'm sure it is.
Okay. I'd have probably preferred Neil Harris, but it's
massively average. He's put anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. That goes with Jill's then. Sorry, Scoops.
We have got Danny in the chat as well. Evening all. Hello, Danny. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always. And then I completely agree, Aled. Why couldn't you beat Fylde, Mr. Luke? I will give you a break for now, but when I get to National League, I want to hear your thoughts, and I'm going to give my thoughts of my own as well, because you know I dislike Fylde. Oh, Scoops as well. Chuff with the new appointment. A risk and fantastic chance. Stephen Clements it is. He's the new manager.
I will say for him as well, he was a fantastic footballer, Stephen Clements. So, fingers crossed. I mean, we all have a lack of Scoops, don't we? But we hope that...
So was Frank Lampard.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
Yeah, it's true. But,
joking.
I think he's rumored for a job, isn't he, Lampard?
Yeah, Man City, Bristol City. With Jody Morris as his assistant. That would be interesting. That's the rumour anyway. That's what was going about today.
He's always failing. How's he getting more big jobs?
Yeah, just a name, isn't it?
Experience.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I hope Gillingham turn it around and get in there, get in the playoffs or something like that. Obviously, we want Stockport and Swindon to do brilliantly as well, but it'd be nice to see Gillingham get back up there. So fingers crossed, Scoops. Fingers crossed.
Definitely. Just before we talk some football as well, Anthony has put, our previous manager at Sunderland player, Andy Welsh, has taken a new job at Guiseley. Really missing him. We still need to meet up for a brew.
Yeah, I remember Andy Welsh really well, actually. Really good man as well.
What's that? Sorry, Claire?
He's Stockport, yeah.
Stockport as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Sorry, we've got the dog because there's fireworks going off and he's not.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Sam has put Lampard to Man City. Yes, please.
It's a topic that's a lower league show. Keep it topical,
I know.
Sam.
That's my fault.
Aled has put, we have had spiders, moths, and now a dog. Bless.
Yeah, but at least he's cute.
He is very, very cute. Liam Manning linked with Bristol City. Glenn has put in a chat. And then Scoops has put, I've always liked you, man. Thank you for your interaction in the chat, everyone, by the way. I will try and keep up. And let's talk some Championship football. So the first game, Leeds United 4, Huddersfield 1.
Get down.
I was expecting this. I think Daniel James was on the score sheet. I think he got a couple of goals, didn't he? Didn't really
got 2. Somerville got 2, so they look good.
They do look very good. Very good.
To be fair.
4-0 up at half time, weren't there, as well? It's starting to take shape, though. This down, and we'll get into the table. It's starting to take shape, this Championship table now, and the 3 that went down are doing really, really well. So I'm not going to talk about parachute payments, but now it was a great result for Leeds, to be fair. Huddersfield, I don't think Darren Miller's had a great start there, because I think they got hammered in midweek as well, didn't they? They got beat 4-0 in midweek.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like last midweek, sorry. So he's not had the greatest of starts, but I think he'll turn around there. They'll be all right. But good result for Leeds. Yep.
Looking very strong, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very strong. Southampton 3, Birmingham 1. Wayne Rooney, obviously, still not doing very well there. Southampton, they are putting a bit of a run together, though, aren't they? I think they're in the playoffs, are they now, Southampton?
Yeah, they're 4th or 5th, aren't they?
Yes.
Very beautiful to see Taylor Howard-Bellis score his first goal for them. Stockport's little finest.
Yes.
He's a fantastic player, him as well.
Brilliant.
Got a big future ahead of him.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, have I mentioned the Rooney thing or not? I can't remember if I had a rant about that, because that is a stupid appointment. I really don't get that. And that a lad there who was doing so well there. Now they've lost every game since Rooney's come in. Because probably the players have down tools because they didn't want Rooney in his manager.
Yeah.
But we've got them not this week, but next week. So he'll win his first game at home with Sunderland, more than likely.
I saw Wayne Rooney's interview, and he was raging because there was a handball not given as a penalty, and basically it was like, you know, when you play in these games of football, you can't have such big decisions go against you and blah blah blah. I
think it was the keeper took their striker out when it was 1-0, and it was a penalty. I do feel for him, actually, because
they wanted a handball one as well, though. Which
I don't think the handball one was. You see them giving, you see them not, but and when their striker got cleaned out off the goalkeeper, the goalkeeper's nowhere near the ball, and then clatters the striker. The referee's right in front of it as well.
Yeah, it's interesting with Rooney, because I was listening to a podcast. I can't remember who it was now. And they were talking about Rooney and saying how good a manager he is, and they were saying it must have been when he was at Derby. He noticed the player in the morning who was having a breakfast and having something different, and he was sat quietly, and he said to his assistant, "He's not right. Something wrong with him. He's got a problem." And he said he just notices little things with players, and then he deals with players on a one-to-one basis really, really well, which is good. Obviously we only see one side of it. So, you know, he's obviously struggled with the results, but you know, from that sort of thing, you know, hopefully for him, he'll pull it round, because, you know, obviously he was a hell of a footballer, but it's different being a manager to being a footballer. So, but I thought that was really interesting, the sort of an insight into what he's like as a man manager.
Yeah, it is. I think for someone to be so sort of attentive to the team is a good thing. But I think the pressure that he's probably going to be under because of the way that he got that job. Oh yeah, is going to be so massive. And I think, in my opinion, like, he's only going to fail.
I think as well it makes it worse because they were on such of a run when it happened, and they were they in the playoffs or just outside the playoffs when he actually got sacked. So I think that adds more pressure to it. But as you said as well, Nick, I think that's brilliant what he's doing. And from like a player perspective as well, he's probably been in their shoes and the stuff that he's been through, and obviously under a lot of pressure as a footballer, but then having the media jump on you as well. So I think from that side as well, and obviously his experiences, that's definitely something really good and such a great quality to have, but he cares so much about his players, and obviously he can see that something's wrong with them. So
Sorry, he was a bit of a Marmite player as well, wasn't he? As good as he was, there was, a lot of fans would get on his back. Obviously, all the Man United fans in the loved him to bits, but obviously there was a hell of a lot of stuff going against him because of some of the stuff that you read in the papers. So he's had to put up with that. So hopefully, in working under Fergie, he will see how he's managed people, and obviously someone else rubbing off on him. So fair play to him.
But on that side of things as well, and I know it's completely going off on a tangent. Have you watched the David Beckham documentary?
Yeah.
Because how absolutely awful the press treated him. And I think at the time you kind of got it, but not to that level. Jesus, it's a wonder he didn't have a mental breakdown and go under. It's absolutely awful how he was treated.
Yeah, but it was just toxic. It was, and the worst of it was that Simeone, you could say fair play to him. He admitted in that he did fake it and he did just fall over, and Beckham shouldn't have been sent off. So that's obviously, and then everything happened from there. So you got to say the mental strength, whether you like Beckham or not, the mental strength that he had to get through that, you can only admire.
Yeah,
100%. In the chat as well, we have got, just on the Wayne Rooney subject, we have got Shawnee, Wayne Rooney, Birmingham record, 100% shy.
Patience.
I know. Simon, the Wayne Rooney effect strikes again. Mr. Luke, Rooney in, keep it up, Rooney. Again, Mr. Luke in the chat, shocking decision to get rid of a manager who was doing so well. Not a clue what the board was thinking after it. And we've got Anthony as well in the chat who says, I agree with Claire. Even if he turns it around, I hope he does. It would be seen as a popular success, tough situation.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be seen, as a popular success.
Yeah.
Next game as well, we obviously have Blackburn 0, Swansea City 1. They're picking up a few points, aren't they, Swansea, recently?
Yeah. It's good to get points at Blackburn as well, because they're quite good at home.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, well done, Swan. They've got us on Saturday, though.
Oh, home or away?
Yeah, we're away. Yeah.
You're away.
So they've got, they kind of seem to be winning a few, then losing a few, then winning a few. So, but they're up there, so fair play to them. Obviously, it took a while for Michael Duff, isn't it? He had a really bad start, didn't he? And then they've seemed to have recovered well. So, it'll be an interesting game on Saturday. They're a good side, Swansea. So, yeah, but I think Blackburn had quite a lot of chances in that game, just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. So, that happens sometimes with Blackburn, though. They have a lot of possession but can't score. We beat them 2-1 or 3-1 down there this season, and we probably should have been 3-0 down by half an hour. But they probably need another centre forward in there, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. Cardiff City 2, Bristol City 0. Obviously, the news, they've departed with Nigel Pearson, haven't they? Bristol City.
Yeah.
Obviously, this name's been linked with them. I don't think anything's been set in stone yet, has it? They've not got anyone.
Frank Lampard.
Frank Lampard's definitely.
William Manning's been linked, hasn't he? I think someone mentioned that before.
Yeah.
That would be a great appointment, but I don't know. I think with Pearson, though, he'd said last week that obviously his contract runs out at the end of the season. He said it's ludicrous that I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah.
The week after he got sacked. So he's probably put his mouth in it. But a lot of Bristol City fans I read on social media and stuff, they're not happy at all about the sacking of him. So, but Cardiff are doing really well, to be fair to Cardiff. They've turned the season into a really good one so far. Really good home record as well. So they're a team to watch out for this season.
Do we reckon they'll keep it up?
Probably not playoffs, but they'll be there or thereabouts, I think.
Doing very well. And on to another city as well. We have Hull City 1, Preston North End 0. They're tailing off a little bit, aren't they now, Preston?
Yeah, falling away.
As I'm predicted. I knew it.
Yes, didn't I? Yeah. I've got 1 out of 2 right. The other one's still winning every game.
Hull are picking up as well, though, aren't they?
Yeah. You see the goal as well from Ryan, not Ryan. I can't remember his first name. Caleb. Is it Caleb? Jaden Philogene. He's in England under 19 or England under 20.
Oh yeah, I see that one. Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, good skills.
Yeah,
Cut in.
fantastic goal.
Yeah, good finish. Yeah.
Name to watch out for there, I think. So, once I can remember his first name, anyway. Yeah.
Was he on? Is he on loan from Villa?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's on loan.
It's
yeah,
Villa.
Yeah, they've got a player there, like good footballer.
Very good. Just going back to the chat as well, Alad has put, can see Swansea and Bluebirds being in on the playoffs come the end of the season. Anthony as well has put, I really like the amount of homegrown youngsters playing for Blackburn, but it's very hard to get out of this league without signing senior pros. Completely agree with that one. And then as well, he's put, Luco, what is it? Luco near?
9.
Yeah.
9.
He's one of my favourite players, and nice fella.
He's a ledge. Absolute ledge.
And then we have got Mr. Luke. Too many cities in this league. Norwich City, Swansea City, Leicester City, Cardiff City, etc. Completely agree. It's full of cities. I'd hope Manchester City would join them, but that's never going to happen at the minute, is it? And then Simon as well in the chat. He has put, Preston play us on Saturday, so that's them guarantee 3 points as our record there is. And then a poo emoji. I don't think it's very good.
You know, records are only meant to be broken.
Exactly.
Well,
and again,
going permanently. Gone to Sam. Yeah, it's a great sign. You're right. What a footballer.
Very good. Just bringing that up in the chat was Sam. And then on to another game, which seemed quite an entertaining one. Ipswich Town 3, Plymouth Argyle 2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a comical goal in that.
Yeah, the own goal.
Yeah. Oh dear, wasn't it ever?
Yeah.
God.
The goal was fantastic as well, I thought, from Plymouth. And just while we're on this game, I must apologise. I was given some false information last week before we came on. And my friend said to me that he was steering clear of Ipswich in the the fantasy league that we do. And he said that it was a derby. And I was like, oh, right, yeah. And I said on him it was a derby. But obviously you can't get much further apart.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, that's stretching it a bit.
Unless there was something where they like hate each other or something like that. But that's good.
Information.
I will say though, for Plymouth had a massive Stonewall penalty turned down. You know, the lad clean through, gets wiped out. For some reason, the referee doesn't give it, and then I think that was just after the equaliser, which was a pretty dire own goal from Ballymumba, who was an excellent lad, bless him. But Ipswich just keep going from strength to strength, don't they? And they were unlucky the other day. They went in the League Cup, made 11 changes, and only lost. I think it was only 3-1 to Fulham. So they've obviously put all the eggs in the league basket with making 11 changes. But I still think they will fall away. I've got to cling on to it because you're seeing there they're conceding 2 goals away at home. There, so having to score 3 goals all the time, and eventually that will stop. You know what I mean? But
I'm going to opposite and say they're going to stay up.
Yeah, I'll go.
Definitely going to stay up.
No, they're going to be there or thereabouts.
I just think one of Leeds and Southampton might catch them, considering I think Southampton are now 4th and have still got Ross Stewart to come back. So I think one of them might end up just catching them. But fair, I would hate it. Like if they do make the playoffs, you do not want to play Ipswich, especially. So they're doing really well.
On to another team as well who's been doing very well at the minute, but unfortunately lost at the weekend. Middlesbrough 0, Stoke City 2. I mean, what's going on with Stoke? They're so inconsistent, aren't they?
Yeah, don't ever have them on a bet because you never know what they're going to do you? Yeah. They're absolutely crazy. Yeah.
But Borough have got so many injuries though. They're really struggling with injuries. I think Carrick said they are struggling with, maybe fielding a team in the League Cup. I know they won in the League Cup, but they had a lot of change. Had some young lads playing and stuff. So hopefully they can get some players back. But the further they go in the League Cup, I'm happy though, to be honest, because they might end up fizzling out in the league. But yeah, begrudgingly, Alex Neil, 3 games and 3 wins in a row against us, Leeds and Borough. You can't ask for anything more, can you? So they're finally doing well. can't stand him.
QPR 1, Leicester City 2. I think, didn't QPR's goal scorer get sent off as well?
He did.
2 yellow cards, yeah.
I think.
Oh,
Leicester
yeah, that was
pretty
such a
lucky
stupid second booking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very stupid.
God, yeah. You can manager. You think back in the day he would have been pinned against the dressing room at the end of the game, wouldn't he? You imagine Warnock dealing with him.
I know.
QPR were a bit unlucky because they actually seem to play pretty well. But that winning goal from Leicester, what a goal!
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Oh, it was, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Was it Winks, wasn't it?
Yeah, Harry Winks.
Yeah, it was a hell of a strike.
Yeah, Leicester are up. Leicester are done. You know, and I know it's only November, but they're up. Like,
so I think it'll be confirmed by the end of February.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it'll be like a Burnley last season, where they pretty much like up there and won it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, completely agree. Sunderland 3, Norwich 1. Ant, I will let you have your moment. And in the chat as well, we have got Craig. He's got mates who are Sunderland and 1 or 2 who are Norwich. Sounds like 3-1 was too nice for Norwich. Sure, Anthony will correct me if I am wrong.
I'll correct you on my name because it's Anthony, not Anthony, but never mind. No, you're right. They were terrible. Norwich, they were awful. And I don't think David Wagner's long for that job, to be honest. But good to get 3 points because obviously we've lost our last 3. I thought actually Stoke we weren't good enough at all. But Leicester and last Wednesday, I thought we played really, really well. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. And these things happen especially against teams like Leicester. We just mentioned there against QPR. QPR were probably unlucky, but when you're up there, the luck goes your way. And you find ways to win. That's a sign of a great side. But we were really good. Norwich actually took the lead, and again a disastrous refereeing decision where their lad's like running through, but he's offside, and then stops. But then another lad runs past him. But for me, the lad who's first made the run's offside, so surely the flag's gone up because he's made a run towards the ball. But I'm not there, you know. We should have reacted better, and then they've gone and scored quite a nice goal, to be fair. But we're back into it a little bit. Oh, don't worry about it, Craig. A lot of people get it wrong. But we equalised. Trey Humes put a cross-run shot in, and their centre half with Shane Duffy makes like a really lazy attempt to clear it, and it goes in. And then we score another one of our great goals where Jack Clark ran through 3 or 4 of them. Played in Dan Neal, tipped it over the goalkeeper. 2-1, going half time. We should have been up about 3 or 4 by then, and then Norwich in the second half just I don't know what's wrong with them. They didn't come out. They didn't want to know early, and we could have been, like I said, we could have scored 4 or 5. We eventually get a penalty. Jack Clark puts it away. 3 points. We're just outside the playoffs again. Hard game Saturday, but really looking forward to it, to be honest.
Love it. Good to get back to winning ways as well, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, like Stoke, we weren't good enough. Are you saying an echo, or is that just me?
No,
there is.
Echo.
Yeah, it might be me. I'll try and shit. Anyway, so yeah, that is me, isn't it? Do you want us to log off and come back in? Or is that working now?
I think it's working.
Oh, there we are.
It must be me. I'll put my earphones in 1 sec.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, but where were we at? Just outside. Good to win again, wasn't it? Yeah, because I don't think we didn't play badly against Leicester, but Stoke, it wasn't good enough. And the bother is with these lads, because they're all young and they're all like 17, 18, 19 and all. You're going to get bad performances, I'm afraid. But we just need to kind of look at, to make the playoffs, I think we need to go on another run where we're winning 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 or whatever. We've got a hard little run coming up, but we're over a little bit of a bump. And I think we're going to have bumps in the road. But apart from Leicester, I think all teams are. I think it's such a competitive league. In the likes of West Brom, who have come out of nowhere, and Borough. I know Borough lost the weekend, but they were nearly the bottom of the league, you know, and you know, they've come flying up. Swansea, you know, Hull. a lot of teams will have bumps in the road. It's just about how you ride them, I think. But yeah, great to win at home. Good to be back to winning ways. And we've in the Friendly Cup, which is a competition between us and Norwich that originated from 1985 in the Milk Cup final. So we get to keep that for another 6 months. Nice. So there we are.
Love it. We've got Craig in the chat who says, even as a mag, I will back Sunderland to get top 6.
What's a mag?
I think
he's a
Newcastle fan.
Oh.
Bless him. Obviously, we want to be back in the Premier League eventually, but if it doesn't happen this year, I think we'll lose quite a lot of players because we have got some players who are good enough to play for in the Premier League. I mentioned Jack Clark nearly every week, and he is just phenomenal. But we'll get a lot of money for them, and it's all about getting up there when the time's right. And if this season isn't right, then fair play. But as long as we do it properly and not spend doing like who was it who did a few years ago and spent it out over like Forest, really spending all that money to go up, but then you've got to stay up. And look, Forest did. I'd rather us do it when everyone's good and ready. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's a be all and end all like what everyone makes it out to be. You look at the 3 teams that have got up last season, Burnley, Sheffield United, and Luton in the bottom 3. It says something, doesn't it? If you put all your eggs in one basket, you have got to stay up. But we'll see what happens. I expect us to be in the top 6, but we'll see.
Just going to the chat as well. We've got Shawnee. Who on earth puts a football game on in the same town at the same time as a rugby game?
What's that about?
Is that Reading? I don't know.
Then we have got some serious love for you, Nick. Anthony is very impressed with your printer. He thinks it's a serious piece of kit in the background.
I can't see it. How can you see it?
It is that black thing, look.
No, it's a real old printer. It's like me, it's old. So it works sometimes. It's bloody temperamental as well. And I can only print off of it using my phone. So I can't print through the computer. It won't let me. So it's just a pain in the ass.
Shawnee has put our game on Saturday in the FA Cup has been moved from 3 p.m. to 1:30 due to a rugby game taking place. It's shocking behaviour.
Who's that? Who's that?
Northampton, isn't it?
Yeah.
Northampton always do that.
Yeah.
We've been there and played, and they change the kick-off time because they got rugby. Northampton, their stadium is very close to the football stadium.
Oh, well, I suppose that's what happens when you've got a big egg-chasing team near you.
It's the same with Wigan, isn't it? Because Wigan are mostly rugby fans, aren't they? That's why nobody ever goes to their games. Filled that, they've had that DW stadium for God knows how many years now, haven't filled it. But yeah.
In the chat as well, Anthony's put it's going to be very hard for this year's promoted teams to stay up.
Is that in the Premier League? Yeah. He's bang on, to be fair. Yeah.
Completely agree. Going back to the Championship as well, we've got Watford 2, Millwall 2.
Flip-floppy game. A very flip-floppy game. I watched it on the highlights, and Watford should have been out of sight. But they got a little bit lucky with their first goal. I think Asprey, I think the goalkeeper's made a bit of an error. It's hit off Asprey and gone in. But probably a result that everyone was expecting, to be honest, because Watford are so inconsistent, and Millwall, obviously, with changing the manager and everything like that. Just trying to find a way back, I think. But it seemed a really good game of football, to be fair. I think Watford scored in the last minute as well to save the draw, but they had so many shots and everything. So fair play to them.
Next game as well. A shock
Stop
result.
the press.
I know. Sheff Wednesday 2, Rotherham 0. I mean, their points at Sheffield Wednesday, to be fair, need to be picking up against the teams around them. But a very good win, especially at home as well. But as much as I am happy to see them getting 3 points, I still don't think they'll survive this season.
No.
Bless them.
Yeah, no. I think as well when you've got it's a derby game, really, isn't it? Rotherham so close. I think when you play those games, form and everything is really only half the story, because you don't ever want to lose in a derby game. What are you laughing at?
Me? Oh.
I'm laughing at Sam's comment.
Well, I've not seen it.
He has put Watford's late equaliser brought my accumulator in, but I already spent it on location background shots for Where is Clare? It really made
God's
me laugh.
sake.
I will say though, Claire, about form in that game, there was no form anywhere. They were both doing absolutely
That is
dreadfully.
true.
Yeah.
So, have you seen the latest kind of chapter in the Sheffield Wednesday's owners?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I put it in our group chat, didn't I?
Crazy. Apparently, they've paid it as well. Like, fans have
What?
actually rang up to pay it.
Wow.
Which fair play on Sheffield fans.
Wow.
Because obviously just want the club back, don't they? And
Definitely.
he's mad, that bloke. Just mad.
Yeah, the old fit and proper test works well, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it doesn't. Yeah,
I feel like we say this every single week about,
About
yeah.
a different
protest.
club, isn't it? It's so sad.
Yeah. It's obviously
Well, Reading's the same, isn't it? They're a basket case as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Obviously-
sorry, I know we'll get into.
No, go on, Anne.
I know we'll get into Reading later on, going into League One, but I think they've been done for not paying the players on time again.
Yeah, they have.
So it's not looking promising, is it?
Definitely. We've got Anthony in the chat as well, who's obviously a Bury fan, and what happened to Bury was really sad. He's put, I think I went to watch Bury play Doncaster away on a Friday night because the day after the stadium was used for a monster truck rally. Has this happened to anybody else?
No.
Not me.
No.
What?
I know.
God. I know we used to share with Sale Sharks, and basically their owner bought us years ago just for the ground. They used to play on a Friday. We used to play on a Saturday, and the pitch was just absolutely ruined. And like halfway into the season, it was like a beach. There was that much sand on it, no grass. It was awful.
Yeah, you shouldn't have rugby teams playing at a football stadium.
No.
Luckily we
share
got
as
rid.
well. We share. But I think what we do, because obviously the football club own the ground, we kind of rent it to them.
Who'd you share it with?
Rochdale Hornets, the rugby team.
Oh, all right, okay. Right.
Yeah, we always have, but obviously the grounds, the football clubs. Let's just have a quick look in the chat. There's a lot of love for Sheffield Wednesday, bless them. Aled's happy they won a game. Got Craig in the chat saying Sheffield Wednesday, Rotherham and QPR will go down. Yeah, I think that, to be fair.
Probably.
Whoa,
Definitely.
imagine if QPR went down and we went up and we play a league game against QPR again. That's not happened for a while.
Have QPR got worn up yet? No, they haven't, have they?
Not yet, but
If they do, they'll stay up.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, completely agree. People going about owners. Mr. Lucas put, do not mention him. He was a fraud at our club. I think I missed a comment. Who we're talking about?
Carla, who was yeah. He was an absolute nightmare for the head, bless them. So thank God he's out of the way.
And then we've got some people in the chat saying that they obviously share or they have shared.
Oh, Aled, you poor
Rugby
granddad.
clubs.
Suppose we've all got our flaws, though.
And then last but not least, sorry to all the Coventry fans in the chat. I know you don't want me to talk about it, but Coventry 0, West Brom 2.
I watched that game and Coventry were very bad. It's like I keep on saying, isn't it? The amount of goals that they've lost from last season, especially Gyökeres and Gus Hamer and stuff, and they're just slowly trying to. It's going to be a slow build, I think, but the strikers that they've bought, obviously, Ellis Sims hasn't really hit the ground running.
No.
Is it Hadji, who the other lad they've bought hasn't really hit the ground running, but a really uncharacteristic error from Ben Wilson, who I think is a very good goalkeeper, actually.
Yeah.
For the first goals, literally dropped the ball onto the West Brom player's foot, really, and it was a really bad error and really not like him. But yeah, it's going to be a season. I think it's just going to be one of them seasons. You're going to have to take it on the chin, I think, and just try again next year, I think. But they'll be all right. They'll not go down or anything like that. It's just, it's bad news, I think, at the minute. They can't score. They just don't seem to be able to score many goals. So, but Callum O'Hare's back soon, so that should be all right for them.
I saw that. At least that's a positive. Did you see as well? I think it was a stat I saw. And isn't Mark Robins now the longest manager in the EFL, longest serving manager in the Championship because he's been that much of a turnaround of managers?
Apparently, Tony Mowbray, who's only been in charge of something like a year, is 6th or something because it's that much of a turnover.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, obviously, we've seen QPR obviously got rid of Ainsworth, haven't they?
I've just seen in the chat now, Riseview FC has put QPR appointed Marty. I can't say that name, sorry. I'm really bad. I won't even attempt
Go on, Shah. Go on, Shah.
No, at the start of the week from Hammarby in Sweden.
He did a really good job as well up with Hammarby. He got him into Europe, so it's one of them out there appointments. But you never know. Yeah. I would have got Warnock in, but he must have turned them down. But yeah, with Ainsworth, obviously with him going, I'd said on our preview pod, God knows how long, Ainsworth will be back at Wigan by the end of the season. Honestly, that will happen. But
it's Wickham's just his club, innit?
Yeah.
Simon, who is our Coventry fan, has put, had you right, looked okay on Monday, and Wilson has made a couple of mistakes and he's dropping. O'Hare's already back, but only as a sub. And there's a lot of people in the chat going on about sharing their ground. And then Craig has put, these owners have lost the plot. Doesn't seem 5 minutes ago since Mowbray went to Sunderland.
Yeah, he's been there a year. Well, a year and a bit now. It was round about September of last year when we got him. But obviously Alex Neil, who went to Stoke, he's above him by 9 days. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. There's no patience anymore, is there? No. I think that the Ainsworth one, you can kind of see why, can't you? You know what I mean? Especially he hasn't done it even from last year, and how they stayed up was a miracle. But the Birmingham one does make sense. I don't actually think Pearson should have been sacked at Bristol City. I think he was doing a good job there. But you look at Preston. Preston have lost a lot of lost 4 or 5 games off the spin now. So was their manager under threat now? No, you know what I mean? Is Robins
no
Coventry? No. Is Robins under pressure? Coventry? Probably not. You know what I mean?
I love how you change your word. Probably not.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, that made me laugh.
Yeah. I think the one surprise is Watford haven't sacked the gaffer yet, have they? So
I know. I'm shocked.
But they did extend his contract recently, didn't they?
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Not as though it means much.
And just having a quick look at the table as well, no shock to any of us. Leicester are top with 39 points. Then in second, we have Ipswich on 34. The playoffs are Leeds in third on 25 points, Southampton in fourth on 24 points.
How predictable that league is.
I know. West Brom and Cardiff on 23 points. And then in the relegation zone, 22nd, we have Rotherham on 9 points. QPR below them on 8 points. Bottom of the league, but they did manage to get a win, bless them. Sheffield Wednesday on 6 points.
Look, right, what's interesting to me
on.
there... Sorry. You've got Ipswich, have got a game in hand. Right, it's against Rotherham. They win that. They're only 2 points behind Leicester.
Yeah.
Right, look at the gap that those two teams have got. Yeah. Oh my God. At this point in the season, that's mental.
It's just the league at the minute is just starting to take shape, isn't it now? After there was a little bit 2 weeks ago, I think, between 4th and 20th, there was 5 points or something. But obviously, because we played a couple of midweek games and this, that, and the other, it is starting to take shape now where I'm expecting the majority of that top 10 to be there by the end of the season. Pretty much all of them. Maybe Cardiff might fall away, but I'm expecting that to be the top 10. I know Stoke are doing really well, Swansea doing really well, but it's starting just now to show where I probably would have said that at the start of the season, but it's just so predictable. Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton being up there. To be fair,
yeah,
they've just got.
There's always one that comes with a late run, and would you bet against Birmingham? That'd be interesting.
I would back against Birmingham, yeah.
against them, not for them.
No, I'm saying they could be in there with a late run.
Nah.
I would probably look at Swansea for there, Nick, and thinking if they can get a run together, then they're very capable of hitting the playoffs. Norwich down in 17th, that they've got a good squad, a good side as well. I think they just need to change a manager. So it's still wide open, don't get us wrong, but it is just starting to take a little bit of shape now. And I think the bottom three are done, to be honest. I think they're done, and I think Leicester are done. How I can actually say with confidence Leicester are done, but I'm still thinking Ipswich will fall away. As Claire's just pointed out there, they're 2 points off if they win that game in hand. It's amazing how well, but obviously we were expecting Leicester to do well, but how well Ipswich are doing is phenomenal, and fair play to them. Like,
completely great. I still think, even though they have got injuries and stuff, I still think Michael Carrick could do something more with Middlesbrough. I'm just still edging towards Middlesbrough a little bit, mate, and I don't know.
I think they'll be in the playoffs. Like, if I was to guess, if you were to give us a guess now, it'll be Leeds, Southampton, Borough, and Sunderland.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying Sunderland because I'm biased.
I think Preston look like they're going to fall further down.
Yeah. And plus, there's January to come where, I would imagine Leeds and Southampton will make some signings. There's always a couple of loans from the Premier League. We're meant to be getting our man Diallo back, so we'll see, hopefully. Well, you probably get them for United the way they're doing it at the minute.
Oh, no.
So it's still a long way to go, but it is, like I said, I was looking at all the other leagues as well, like all the other divisions, and I think the Championship now is just the one that's starting to take shape a bit more, where the teams you're expecting to do well are doing well, teams you expect to struggle are struggling. So apart from maybe Coventry, I would have probably had Coventry somewhere a little bit more higher.
Yeah, I mean that league is crazy, isn't it? You look at the top 12, and it's not so long ago, virtually all of those were Prem sides, top division sides, wasn't it? It's such a strong league. It's ridiculous.
Even if you look down to 18th, though, 18th are only 6 points off the playoffs.
That's true.
It's crazy. I think it's probably, other than the top two, I think it's pretty much wide open for everyone else at this time. So any of those clubs could think they're in with a chance. Yeah.
It's like if we beat Swansea on Saturday, which, we are a good side away from home, probably better away at home, we go 7 points clear of them. So it's like, it's these little wins now, isn't it? Where, like we've got Swansea and Birmingham, who are like, right next to each other, both on 18 points. And if we could beat both of them, we extend a gap. You know what I mean? So as long as we keep winning, be thereabouts in the playoffs. I don't think we'll make top two. Don't get us wrong, but playoffs is very, very. It's looking at, and Diallo was injured, by the way. That's why he can't play for Man United yet. He would have been at Sunderland if he wasn't injured. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's been a fantastic championship season already. Like, it's so exciting. So we'll see what happens.
That's the thing with it being so wide open.
Yeah,
sorry, I delayed things then so much, didn't I? Sorry, Shah.
No, don't worry. I was just about to say as well before we move on, like we all mentioned before about Blackburn, we said they're only like a centre forward short in January. If they keep playing the way they're playing, if they do happen to get a centre forward, you never know with them because they've been pretty strong this season.
Yeah, definitely. And it went down to last year. It went down to the last game for the playoffs, and when we managed to get in. But we were out of the playoffs on that day, and it just happened. Millwall lost, Blackburn lost, and we won. So it'll, it will be. And Nick's hit the nail on the head there. The amount of teams that are down there who are ex-Premier League now, it's pretty much all of the league bar 3 or 4 teams. And that'll only, obviously, next year, see if, who's top of the league? See if Portsmouth go up in League One. So Portsmouth are ex-Premier League as well. And obviously the 3 that come down are going to be. So it will end up being just as competitive. Year by year, this league will get more competitive, bar possibly the teams that come down with parachute payments. I've said it.
Yeah.
But it's probably a better league to be in the Prem, isn't it? Unless you're a top side.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of why I would want us to go up when we are ready. I don't want us just to go up, just to come back down again and take that parachute payment. I want us to do a Brighton. I want us to do a Brentford and for us as well, where we go up to stay up. You know, I don't want us to be a yo-yo team. You know what I mean? I'd love to be in the Premier League. Don't get us wrong. But I mean, two downsides to it is one, I won't be on this show anymore, and I bloody love it. And the second one would be, would we come straight back down again? And at the minute, maybe, because the team's too young at the moment. So, but we'll see what happens. I've talked too much about something now. I'll talk about somebody else.
even if you do go up, you can be on a Premier League show, but you can still stay on this show. We'll let you. Let you.
And I mean, Anthony's put in there, you've got parachute payments that didn't go well. That's because our chairman pocketed it all and never spent a penny. So, it didn't go very well at all. You're right.
League One we'll talk about now. Barnsley 2, Fleetwood 2. Fleetwood are actually scoring and they're picking up some results now, aren't they? I think that's a very good point against Barnsley. Very good point.
Mm. Oh, sorry. That's my phone. Turn that off. Yeah, I mean, I want Fleetwood to do well. I know they're a basket case club with the owner and everything like that, but as much as Lee Johnson was an absolute idiot at Sunderland, I really liked him. Lovely bloke. Yeah. So good to see that. I think they won the other night as well, didn't they? In midweek. So they get themselves out of trouble. And Barnsley are one of those sides, it's like in League One where Nick mentioned it before about coupon busters. They're exactly the same. You expect them to win when they win, and then you expect them to win when they lose, and then when you're thinking, oh well, they might get beat this week, they end up pulling a win out the hat.
Yeah, Barnsley probably be a bit more disappointed than Fleetwood though.
Oh yeah. It's a great point for Fleetwood. Yeah,
100%. I actually really want Fleetwood to do well because we have a winger called Cian Hayes and he's absolutely smashing it for Dale at the minute. So I want Fleetwood to keep doing well so then we can keep him longer because he's only on a month's loan. So I'm being very selfish. We have got Blackpool 2, Peterborough 4, a game full of goals.
Great result for Peterborough.
Very good result, especially away from home. But both teams are up there, aren't they? Like getting results and stuff. I think Peterborough will definitely be up and around there in the playoffs this season. Blackpool obviously have picked up quite a few points, haven't they? Been on quite a good run, but they're a bit hit and miss, aren't they, as well with Blackpool? But I reckon they will be around and about there. Jordan Rhodes, obviously, as I mentioned every week, has been scoring, hasn't he? I think that's a great loan signing for
They need to find a way to stop conceding 4 goals every week. They did that. I think they got hammered again. It might have been off Fleetwood. I think they might have got beat off Fleetwood in
it was Fleetwood
in midweek, and they need to stop. If you ship goals like that, you're not going to go up. You know, it's simple as. But fair play to Peterborough, good result.
Bristol Rovers 2, Northampton 1.
Yeah. I'm so glad Bristol Rovers got rid of Joey Barton.
I am.
I know.
Same. Yeah, I mean, I bought the Bristol sides, to be honest, but obviously, you know, doing interviews with Lucy from her game too, I honestly got like a little bit of a soft spot for Bristol Rovers, and I'm glad that they've got rid of him, actually. So fair play to them. I'm glad that they've won as well.
Did you see, and I don't know whether it was the actual reason, but one of the things it was reported is because what he called Evans, you know, I can't remember the exact things, but apparently he was having a big dig at Steve Evans after their game. And that's say why he got the sack, but obviously there's more to it than that. But I thought that was quite ironic that someone's got the sack for having a go at Evans. Everybody has a go at Evans, don't they?
I wonder if he listened to our podcast and thought clearing out Greg's.
Have you seen who the favourite is for the job though for Bristol Rovers?
Is it still Monk?
No, it's Neil Harris now.
Oh, is it Neil Harris now? Because I know Darren Monk was one of them.
No, Neil Harris is favourite apparently. So,
decent.
Him a massive.
I do like Neil Harris as well.
Yeah,
it'd be quite ironic if Gillingham sacked him for him to end up a league above.
Imagine.
Yeah.
I'd love that. I do like Neil Harris. I've got a massive soft spot for him. Plus, he reminds me of Jim McNulty. They could be brothers separated at birth. They have a look at each other. I say it every time I speak about Neil Harris.
Sam!
What's he called? He's jealous of Evans on a session with Clare. And you go.
Oh, God.
Oh, I love it. Gary Monk just disappeared.
That's what Monk's doing it.
Yeah. Who went to become a monk.
We'll just skip over this one because we don't do 0-0s, do we? Burton Albion 0, Leyton Orient 0. Cambridge 1, Carlisle United 0.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Really.
No.
Yeah. Charlton 0, Bolton 2. I don't know if Graham's still in the chat, but if you are, please send us your thoughts on the game.
What happened there, Graham? What happened there?
I know.
At home as well.
Mm-hmm. Bolton seemed to be like a team who were doing well away, but not at home, aren't they? I think the pressure's off them a little bit when they're away from home.
Yeah, completely agree. Exeter City 1, Lincoln City 1. Decent point, isn't it, for both teams, to be fair?
Yeah.
Oxford 2, Wickham 2, another draw. It's full of draws, isn't it?
I think that's a good point for both as well.
Yeah, it's three penalties in that game. Oxford got a 96-minute pen.
And none of them were penalties if you watch them back as well. The second one that Wickham got was never a penalty. It was absolutely...
Of course it was. Anything against Oxford's right.
I love it.
And then I think Oxford got one in the last minute. I'm sure the referee was just making it up as he went along.
Yeah, 96 minute. It's like, oh, God. I hate Oxford.
Oh, funny. Port Vale 1, Cheltenham 2.
Woo!
Cheltenham!
It's definitely getting towards Christmas now.
Yeah,
you sorted your lights out, Anne?
Well, I now have new lights, so
woo!
Yes.
Only 2 weeks till my tree goes up.
There we are. I will say, though, for Port Vale's quarterfinals of the League Cup, so fair play to them. They've got Borough as well, so as well.
I know. I feel so bad, though, because I thought out of every team they could have got, like obviously a bit of a money maker, they ended up getting Middlesbrough, and I feel like you've got all them Premier League teams, bless them.
It'd be nice to put them on the telly anyway, though. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when we were in League One, we got Arsenal. No, we got trounced, we got beat 5-1, but we ended up going on telly. But hopefully they do. Well, they might beat Bury. You never know.
That is true. Completely agree. Just going back to the Charlton game as well. Sorry, Graham has put, we didn't get going first half. Could have been a cricket score by half time. We've shown them too much respect. Second half, we were much better, but just couldn't get a goal to make a game of it. And he also put. Also, Ricardo Santos, Bolton's defender, is way too good for League One. He was outstanding against us. Very good player.
Fantastic footballer. He's so good. And he's massive as well. When we were in League One, when we had Ross Stewart in League One, he was the only defender to keep Ross Stewart quiet in the entirety we had Ross Stewart in League One. He was absolutely phenomenal. I'm amazed he's still there, actually.
Very, very good player. I can't remember where we're up to. We're up to Reading, aren't we?
Reading, yeah.
Reading 2, Portsmouth 3. And to be fair to Reading, seemed like they gave him a little bit of a game. Like
they was 2-0 up.
They were,
yeah.
Right then, didn't
you just know that the Portsmouth fans are going 2-0 up and you fucked it up.
Do you know what else as well? The second goal that Portsmouth scored was in added on time. Because obviously they had to
tennis balls.
Reading did the tennis balls again. So
what
I mean?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like they've got stage protest this, that, and the other. But that's cost them a goal, possibly cost them, a point.
But then again, has it? Because that time would have still been played anyway.
Yeah, but if they hadn't thrown the tennis balls on the pitch because it was in the 5th minute of added on time or something, and it said obviously. If there might have been an injury, of course, you know what I mean? But it might not have been 5 minutes added on. But for me, I think they have every right to protest and they should be protesting. So I don't think they're all that bothered about the result. It's about getting these charlatans out of the club.
You've seen that comment there.
Ashley. Yeah.
Well, there was a picture of a helicopter outside the ground, and they reckoned it was Ashley's. How true that is, I don't know, but that's the rumor that was going around on that one.
I mean, I have an opinion
really
on this.
Him, I hope that.
I've got an opinion on this, and it might not be popular amongst the Newcastle fans that we do have in the chat. That I think Mike Ashley will do a very, very good job at Reading. He will erase any debt that they've got, which Newcastle. Yeah, he did. What he did in Newcastle was not great, but he made a club that was a sellable asset, and hence what's happened. Look what's happening with Newcastle now. They're the richest club in the world. They're going from strength to strength. They're probably going to win a trophy this year, and this pains me to say this. You know what I mean? But it is going to happen. You know, eventually they're going to be, you know, like the next super club, and this was down to as much as what Ashley was doing there when he was selling, you know, asset stripping this, that, and the other. But he did make them a sellable club. Where if he could do that with Reading and just to stabilise Reading, which is what they need just to, even if they go down this year, a period of stability where they are making money. And I think he will do that with them. It may be that he makes a lot of decisions that fans don't agree with or anything like that, but long-term goals, I think he probably will. It's a project for him, I think, and I think it might be quite good for him, to be honest.
Yeah. They're just such a big club, and maybe, you know, that's what they need, someone to come in, shore up the club, get it in the right standing, so that then they can go on and sort of move on from this period that they've been through. So fingers crossed for them.
I think Craig's put it in the chat there, that Reading are more to his like than Newcastle. I do agree with that. I think that's a really good point. Where it's a club that Reading are more of a club that Mike Ashley would suit rather than Newcastle, where they're a club that are in a little bit of turmoil. They're a club that need rescuing, and what he can do in the terms of the business of the club, because got, you know, obviously he's a very, very clever businessman, you know, with what he's done with Debenhams and, you know, on the high street, things like that. He's turned, you know, companies from losses into profits, you know, which hopefully he can do if he gets it, obviously. You know, and as Simon's just put there, he'll be a much better, you know, chance than William Story would, because he hasn't got a pot to piss in. So we'll see what happens. But for me, I think if I was a Reading fan, I'd be slightly optimistic if Ashley to take over. That's just one man's opinion, though.
No, I completely agree. And obviously, Portsmouth, hats off to them, as everyone said in the chat. They're still unbeaten, aren't they?
Yeah.
Still unbeaten. So do we reckon they will go up this season? Do you reckon it is their season?
It's their time, Shah, yeah.
I think they will, but I think, and I've said this about us as well, I've said it about Mansfield, it's about how you come back when you do lose the game, because they inevitably will lose at some point. So it's about whether they, you know, just think, oh, it's just a one-off, or whether they go on a bit of a run of losing. Like, you've just got to see, I suppose. Yeah,
definitely. And obviously, we had Matt Farley on last week, and Matt Farley and his Stevenage won 3-1 against Derby. What a result for Stevenage!
Well, he was saying, wasn't he, like his best hope was the draw. So. Yeah,
I bet he had a lovely bath after that,
bath.
Bath.
Bless him. What a result for him.
I bet he skipped down the path going home.
You think though as well, like on the kind of flip side of that with Derby, Paul Warren, who obviously left Rotherham, well, dropped down the division, never got them up last year. He's got to be under pressure now, hasn't he?
I reckon so.
Yeah.
But well done, Stevenage. You know, as Matt points out, as long as they still be happy. But they're up there with the best of them, aren't they? You know what I mean? They're still there, they're still kicking. So fair play to them. You know, he's having the time of his life, bless him. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Just quickly going back to the chat as well,
someone's popular.
It's not me. I'm going to say it's not me. Mr. Lucas put, I feel bad for Reading. They were a Premier League side when I got into football. Shame to see themselves in an utter state. It is a shame.
It is, and it's happened before, hasn't it? It's happened obviously with Portsmouth. We're seeing them down, obviously with Sunderland as well. It happens to teams. It's just you've got to get the right people in charge, and it's awful. It's a horrible thing.
Definitely. Shah more popular than she likes to admit. I promise I'm not popular. Like, especially with text messages.
Clare up there, she's yawning her head off.
Sorry.
I
know. Daisy was
Clare and get on with it.
Yeah, Daisy was sick a few times in the night, so it's been a long one. Yeah.
Bless her. Wigan Athletic 2, Shrewsbury 0 is obviously the final result of the weekend. Very
Great
good
win for them.
Great win for Wigan. And I say it every week, but I don't get Shrewsbury. I really don't get them. Like, they're just there, aren't they? They're just slowly getting by.
I see it every week. I had them to go up. They got more chance to go down. Yeah, I honestly thought they'd do well this year. They signed a couple of good players, but it's not happening.
Just one of them really strange teams who were just there, and they'll now and again they'll like pull off a really great result, but then they don't really do much else to it.
Do you remember, this might be a little bit before your time, Shell, when they beat Everton in the FA Cup? Beat them 2-1. I think it was Graham Jenkins scored the winning goal. And
it was Jenkins, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like, just everyone was running. I don't condone pitch invasions, but that one was mint. I was like right on and everything like that. So, yeah, it was fantastic. That.
Oh no! Sometimes, depending if it's your team that wins and stuff, sometimes you have to do, especially if you get promoted, you have to do a pitch invasion.
Yeah.
If you get promoted, 100%, especially if you're a Rochdale fan, because it doesn't happen very often. I'd run on the pitch if we won a game. If I was at Hartlepool the other day, I would have run on the pitch because we won. I'm joking, by the way.
What do you think about, because this was a massive topic of debate, what do you think of pitch invasions for getting to the playoff final at Wembley?
No.
Every single team that got there last season in every league did it.
So I've never been in one at all. I've never partaken in a pitch invasion. And to be honest, I don't think I ever will, because I can't see me going. I'd fall down the steps on the way to the pitch. That's how freaking clumsy I am. But I remember going to Hull away in the quarter-final of the FA Cup, and we got trounced. We got beat 3-0, and Hull ran onto the pitch to get into the semi-final.
In a quarter-final match.
Yeah, it was. I just think it's tin pot, to be honest.
We had it. Yeah, sorry, we had it last season with Port Vale, and obviously we got beat on pens, and there was a big pitch invasion, and there was a lot of trouble. There was a lot of stuff being thrown, in kids getting hurt with missiles, players getting, assaulted. It was bad. It's not a good look. But I personally don't like pitch invasions.
I love them.
Which one was it last year, Nick, where somebody got assaulted, didn't there? Was it?
It was Billy. What's it called?
Billy Sharp, wasn't it?
Billy Sharp, yeah.
I don't.
He stuck up for himself, though.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Well, it was the one who got. I don't know if he got took to court or. Because he defended himself against a fan, or wasn't it? Who was the other forward at Sheffield? I can't think of his name now. I think it's Billy Sharp got attacked initially.
Is it McBurney?
Yeah, it was McBurney that took somebody out. Yeah, it was McBurney.
Yeah, it was a Forest fan. It wasn't last season; it was the season before. That's right. It was a Forest fan who came on, and I think there was a one where there was a lad who. I think this might have been later. It was a lad who played for a club, and then he was like doing all like he'd been all this Mr. Big and Mr. all that stuff, and then he missed a penalty, and all the fans went on and were having a pop at him and stuff. And I just think it's a little bit unsafe, especially when we're seeing what's happening in kind of media where people are come with knives and stuff like that. I just think it's I can understand, Craig's put there. I ran on the pitch after Jimmy Glass scored for Cardiff. I totally get that, because that's your goalkeeper scoring in the last minute to keep you up. Fair enough. But I don't like them. But
I love him. I can't lie. I absolutely love him. When we've gone like Conference North to the conference, we had one away at Nuneaton, and that was like one of the best moments ever getting out of that league. And we had one when we beat Halifax to get promoted to the League 2. And then we had one again when we got to Wembley last season. But I think more than anything for us last season, it was kind of like, oh my God, it's football
relief,
league,
isn't it?
Yeah. But I actually managed to run all the way from the top of upper tier to get down. And I mean, I pegged it down the steps. Don't know where it came from.
I could totally get it for a promotion and stuff like that. I remember, like, obviously a few years ago when Bristol Rovers got promoted, when they overturned like an 8-goal swing,
Oh, yeah.
Northampton had got beaten. They beat
Scunthorpe 7-0.
Yeah, they beat them like 7-0. Totally get that, because that's one of them ones like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, it's a one in a proper euphoric moment, but like getting into a playoff final, you won nothing then, have you? You know what I mean?
I'm going to be honest. For me, I ran on the pitch when we beat Darlington to obviously play Stockport in a playoff final, and that was because literally, and everyone did it, being a Rochdale fan, and this is not me calling Rochdale, we didn't really have many of those moments, and practically never had those moments until Keith Hill obviously came. So for a lot of us, that was like our first time of that, and our first taste of obviously getting somewhere and doing something. So we did it the way we beat Darlington as well. We beat them on penalties, and Ben Muirhead actually scored the winning penalty, and he had an awful season for us.
Yeah.
And all the fans were on his back. He had a really horrendous season, and he scored the winning penalty.
Love that.
David Perkins was sent off for us, so we were down to 10 men. So with that and stuff, and just like them moments under Keith Hill, and then obviously we got to then the semi-final. We didn't like run on a pitch or anything then. The season after the playoff leg, against Gillingham, and then the year after that, we obviously got promoted under Keith Hill. So those kind of things we did, because obviously we never had that taste of that kind of good times before.
There's a difference as well in terms of like running on the pitch for winning the league or smashing promotion. You can't do it at Wembley. It's like the only place that you literally just can't do it. Although Millwall did one year, didn't they? So I think it's like, oh well, I can't do it next game, so fuck it. Anyway.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah.
Sam thought we did a tennis court invasion when my team got promoted. Stewards weren't catching me.
Go on, Sam.
Did Leslie?
Oh, we need a where's Clare? Clare and Sam running on the tennis court. Oh, funny. Just finishing League One as well. The table, we have Portsmouth. They are top of the table on 35 points. Oxford, obviously, below them in second on 32 points. Playoffs are Bolton in third on 29 points. Peterborough, 28 points. Barnsley on 27 points. And Stevenage on 26. And then at the bottom, we have on 21 points, 21st on 14 points, Carlisle. Fleetwood below them on 13, then Cheltenham on 8 and Reading on 6. Before we go to League Two, Leslie led the charge.
Go on, Leslie.
I know. I didn't realise it was a double game week, so I do apologise.
Yeah, it was only a few games though. Well, I don't think it was all of them.
Do apologise because of everything what's been going on. My head's been mashed, so I do apologise, Shawnee. Accrington Stanley 0, Colchester United 1. I mean, what's going on with Accrington at the minute?
I think it was just a really good result for Colchester. Accrington actually played pretty well.
They had 32 shots or something, didn't they?
Yeah. How, especially the like a shot right near the end, how that didn't go in. Like,
yeah, because Accrington won their previous 4 games. They'd been on a hell of a good run.
Yeah.
So, that's a real good result for Colchester. Great. We pay them next week. Brill.
There's a lot going on with Accrington, obviously, behind the scenes as well, isn't there? As we mentioned, like, obviously, Verona having that big run. John Coleman wanting a new contract, but they've not offered him a new contract yet. So, yeah, there's a lot going on with Accrington behind the scenes.
Their owner's an absolute lunatic as well. So,
mental. Barrow 0, Salford 0. Not really much to talk about on that game. Doncaster 1, Grimsby 0. Grimsby are really struggling at the minute, aren't they?
And they've sacked the manager now as well.
Another manager gone, isn't it?
They have. I think they've actually been linked from what I've seen with. Is it Nathan Rooney?
Rooney.
I did see that, but I saw him linked with another club as well. Can't remember who.
He's been linked with a few. I actually wanted him before Jim McNulty got the proper job, for us, for Rochdale. I thought it'd be a good up-and-coming
It's over
manager.
in Gibraltar now, isn't it?
He is.
Reno's Magpies.
In the chat,
What a
that made me
football
laugh.
team name. What?
I know. At Quinton Stanley. Who are they?
Exactly.
Showing your age.
Forest Green 2, Crawley 1. What a result for Forest Green. They're pulling some results out of the bag now, aren't they?
Yeah,
Clare.
they've had a couple of good ones, haven't they? But
Clare, I've had to talk nice about Newcastle. Come on.
Forest Green are an exceptionally run club. They are so green, very friendly to the environment. Other than that, they can.
Have you been there, Claire?
Piss off. No, I know.
It is the worst ground
It is.
ever. You're crammed in.
Yeah. It was only because Ant told me to be nice. I was trying to think of something nice to say.
When we've been there, they let too many fans in the ground. It's dangerous. It's absolutely tin pot. The whole.
I think I'll have to go though if I can, because I've never been and I do want to up my...
and getting in and out of the ground is a nightmare, and driving away from the ground just add an hour. It's
Nick,
hopeless.
Nick, I don't need to talk about driving because I'm driving to Swindon next week.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to meet up and get a photo.
That's if I get through the roundabout.
Yeah, then we'll know. At least I'll know where Claire is.
It's 8, and as long as I can get round that bloody roundabout outside.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's fine.
Cars go every single way around it. So
yeah, you can. You take your pick, which way you want to do it.
You can go right or left at a roundabout.
Yeah, you can go anyway. Yeah, it's brill.
It's bloody not brill.
Funny. I remember we actually drew Forest Green away in the cup a good few seasons ago, and it was when they were actually non-league and they beat us. It was so embarrassing, and I remember because my dad's obviously a Rochdale fan, but his mates are a big group of Bury fans, and they actually got someone to bring them a Forest Green scarf back from the game. We wrapped it up, gave it to him as a present, and my dad was absolutely gutted. That was like, it was absolutely gutted. But yeah, I've been there, but it was a good few years.
I like
ago.
Graham's comment that'll be stuck on the magic roundabout. Do you know what? I think that if I opened the window and started screaming at everyone to stop and let me through, they'd be a bit scared and just let me
Well, Sam's actually put as well. He's put Nick will close the road for you. He's king of Swindon. In the chat as well, Aled has put been to Forest Green once and we drew with 9 men.
Blimey.
Shani has put just drive straight over it, John.
Hey, you could do an all.
Yeah, you could.
And it's not an it either. It's about 9 roundabouts in one roundabout.
And we have got Josh as well in the chat. How do team? Hello, Josh.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. Next result as well of the weekend: Gillingham 0, Newport County 2.
Well, it's a good point, a good 3 points for Newport, but I think the football's the last thing that you discuss after that match. Because probably everyone's seen the racist monkey chanting that Bogle got after scoring his penalty. And to be fair to him, Gillingham dealt with that very well. He was kicked out, arrested, given a life ban by half time. But I don't know if you've all seen it. There was another post going around on social media about someone homophobic, sexist, and then threatening a guy. And I just think that didn't quite go viral. And it kind of made me think, had that other clip not gone viral, would they have dealt with it in the same way? And it's a shame that you think like that, because it'd just be nice for him to make a statement about that as well, really.
Yeah.
Can I just say as well, one of the Her Game 2 ambassador for Gillingham is one of my very good friends, Paige, and she was a very big part of I think it's going around today. I know I seen on Twitter, and it was in our Her Game 2 chat, but they've identified the people who were obviously being sexist as well, during that, and she was a big, massive part to play. And obviously she's worked with the Her Game 2 team. She's worked with Gillingham to kind of identify these people. So
that's great.
I think that's what's come today, and I'm sure it was only a couple of hours ago when that's obviously come out. So I just want to highlight all the great work she's doing as well.
Well done, Paige.
Honestly, it's so hard because there's a lot of people who are on your side and are so supportive, but there's obviously a minority of people who are just ignorant towards it and things like that. So
yeah, and I think when you're in the moment, like it's not the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. You can't always feel safe to say something, because these days, like, a lot of these wrong-uns probably have, like, well, not probably, might have some kind of weapon. They might be like on something and like reacts in a certain way. So sometimes it's easier to just not say anything. But I think the important thing is, like, call your mates out. If you're around someone that's doing it and you know them, like, call it out, make them understand that what they're doing is really not right. And I find half the time people don't even think about what they're saying. They don't mean it in a nasty way, and that's a problem in itself. It's just not good enough, and people just need to do better. But fair play to Gillingham, then. It sounds like they've handled it respectably.
I think it just goes to show as well, like, why, you know, things like her game 2 are needed, you know, for as you've said there, for what Paige has done there. Well done. You know what I mean? But we're in 2023 and we're still talking about things like this. You know what I mean? It's just it's mental, isn't it? You know.
And do you know? I don't know about you guys, but I'm hearing it more and more, than I was a few years ago. And certainly at Stockport County, I'm lucky that I've never ever felt out of place. Like, I've never had, until recently, like, I've never had an experience of seeing anything. I've had stuff online in the past.
Yeah,
that's different. It doesn't bother me. It's a stranger, and you know, it's the odd thing. It's nothing like poor Shah gets. But like last season, there was awful guy, and I kept quiet. But then in the end, I ended up shouting at him, and he still did it. So I was screaming at him and his mates, and he ended up, like, he just went, fuck it, I'm not here to listen to this. And he went to the bar, and then he didn't come back for the second half. And I was like, yes. But then he came back probably 25 minutes into the second half, and it was worse because he'd been at the bar for all that time. But it was stuff like turning around to me saying, oh, you're a woman, you should be watching football. And then, like, a woman physio came on the pitch to treat someone. Give him a fucking blowjob, like, all this, and it's like, what's the point, man?
And it's even worse. It's your own fans,
exactly.
Isn't it? And you know, you're there to support your club.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. I think the only good thing as well about it now, and as much as obviously, like we mentioned before about the trolling and like the sexist comments, I think there is a hell of a lot more people these days that are calling it out and that will defend you. Because as much as with me, obviously I get negative comments, you think of how many people are straight on to defend me. If ever I get like a sexist comment or anything like that, there's so many people, and it's not just women as well. It is a lot of men who stand up for you. And it's like with her game too. It's not the factors, oh, it's our game, it's all for us and stuff like that. It's not. It's a fact we just want to be able to enjoy football as much as everyone else. We don't want to take over the world. We don't want it to be our game or our game only or her game only. We just want to be heard. We just want our opinions to obviously be valid as well, because it's so funny, because I'll put the same thing as a male football fan, and half the time they don't get any grief, but everyone will pile on me, and I just think to myself, just don't be an idiot. But
well, that was actually tested out online, wasn't it? With
Jill
Gary
Scott,
Neville and Jill Scott.
Yeah.
And that went predictably, like,
yeah.
But yeah, two things: hashtag Shah's Army, hashtag don't be a dick.
But yeah, I just wanted to come on and say, obviously, them nice words about Paige and Gillingham as well, because as much as obviously it wasn't nice to say, and obviously with all the hard work she's doing as well to try and make it inclusive and obviously to try and help Gillingham. And then it's such like, it really does take its toll on you when it's your own fans who obviously put down on your hard work. But I just wanted to give her a shout out as well, because as much as obviously it's frustrating, she shouldn't let anything get to her like that, because she's doing such a fantastic job. And obviously this proves it as well. So brilliant work, Paige. And I will clip that because I do want to give her a massive shout out, because honestly, she's absolutely brilliant. So's everyone else, obviously, to do with her game too. There's so many people I could name, but I'd be here forever. Harrogate Town 0, Crewe Alexandra 1. I'm not shocked.
No.
Not shocked. Claire's buzzing.
We haven't got the weekly, I fucking hate Harrogate.
I quite dislike Harrogate. I think they belong in the National League, darling.
That's what with us.
Wait until the next league as well. Bloody filed, eh?
Oh, that's me. I've already said that, so I won't say it today. I'll let Mr. Luke have his moment on that one, and I won't say anything. I'm going to have to try and shut my mouth for it now, because I know full well it's just a habit and it comes out. Then we have Mansfield Town 2, Walsall 1.
Great result for Mansfield, and Walsall have been picking up some results. I think inconsistently, but Mansfield are still unbeaten in the league. Obviously, they got beaten in midweek by Port Vale. But I think the small squad, the injuries they've got, you just can't knock them. I think fair play to them.
Are you a bit worried about them, Claire, with obviously, Stockport doing so well? Are you worried about Mansfield being the challengers, or
not worried about anyone, to be honest? And I don't mean it in a big-headed way. I mean it as though we've got to do our thing, and that's how I mean it. There's and I think like we've not really got rivals anymore, because we've been where we've been for such a long time. Like it felt a bit like rivals when we went to Crewe. We've got a kind of new rivalry with Wrexham, which is not like a local rivalry. It's more like a friendly, bantery rivalry, which is so strange. But no, I'm not worried about him. I think fair play to him doing so well, and there will be, up and around playoffs also. But I just think it's about doing your own thing.
Yeah, I just asked that question because I realised what was the next game I wanted Nick to get ready on board.
Well, what I'll do first, after some time, I'll quickly go back to the chat. So on the topic of conversation before, if you haven't got anything nice to say to people, keep it short. Completely agree. Graham has put, sadly, there's still too many that go to games and still think it's the 1980s and that football is for guys only. Very sad this still is a hot topic in today's day and age. Mr. Luke has put, enjoy football, stand up to those who want to ruin the game, do not stay silent. And I think that was to me. Do not start. And I'm really, really sorry, Nick, but MK Dons 3, Swindon 2. What went on?
Well, let's do the positives. I can get to MK Dons quicker in under an hour, and it takes me over an hour to get to Swindon. So that's a positive. It's a nice stadium.
Cushion seats.
Cushion seats. Holds 30,000.
Was that the first time you've been, Nick? No,
I've been there before. Been there a few times. But the atmosphere, inside the facilities, they're top class. You can't fault any of it. But they did an ultimate shithouse on the fans, in that we had 2,600 fans go to the game, and they put us in the top tier.
Oh, they do that to everyone, Nick.
Yeah, and it kills the atmosphere though, and obviously their fans are spread all around the ground, so you get no decent sort of banter between the fans. It must be soul destroying to me for the players to play in a lovely stadium like that, and so many empty seats. It looks horrible. But we didn't turn up. He changed the formation, which didn't work. We had Kemp missing, who's been our best player because he's on loan from MK Dons. Somebody described it as a 5-goal thriller, Well, it wasn't. The first half, I looked at the stats, and there were, I think, over 500 passes with the two teams, and it was just boring. And we give away bad goals. Young come on as a sub, scored a decent goal to equalise, and then for 10 minutes we were on top. They thought, yeah, we might get some out of this. But then they got 2 more goals in the second half, and we got a consolation in stoppage time. But to me, my summing up was nice stadium, 2 poor teams, and they weren't that much better than us. But our defending was non-existent, and they got the goals, and we were poor. So, but basically, we got what we deserved. We haven't been playing well. That we've won 1 game in the last 6, so our form's gone down the pan a bit. I'm a bit worried about Saturday in the FA Cup against Aldershot, because we never do well against non-league sides in the cup. So it wasn't a good day, put it like that.
There's a positive to come from it, though. Like, I mean, it's not a positive in terms of obviously the result, but you've managed to score 2 goals away from home when you're playing rubbish. So if you take that into your home game,
well, the positive was that Jake Young got his 10th goal, and I think that's the first goal he's got in. I think he hadn't scored for 7 games, so that's a positive. Another negative. Khan got booked, so he'll miss the next league game. That's his 5th booking.
That's a great result, Nick.
It's not against you. It's not against you. No, we got Colchester on Tuesday for our rearranged game.
Backfired, he'll be fresh.
It's done that on purpose then, hasn't it? So it's back for the captain.
That's it. Yeah, he's back for you. So
nice 2-week break for him.
I know.
Yeah. No, he'll play Saturday because it's FA Cup, so he can play in that. So it was disappointing. So, but at the end of the day, if the players don't turn up, the manager, I like the way he speaks. He basically said we were too slow, we weren't positive enough. It was all sideways passing, possession, and going nowhere. So you can't do that. Start of the season, it was high risk, and the high risk seemed to have gone recently, probably down to confidence, and that's what happened. So it's up to the manager now to turn it round. So hopefully a bit of relaxation from the league, and we'll see what happens on Saturday. And Aldershot have sold all their tickets. I think they're bringing about 1,200 to Swindon, so it'll be a good atmosphere. So
it's not too far away, is it?
No, it's fairly close. Yeah, that's so good. Yeah.
Enjoy it, Nick.
Yeah. Of course. It's football, isn't it?
Well. Yeah. Mr. Lucas asked, how are MK Dons under Williamson? Obviously, that's their ex-manager.
Yeah, I mean, they played possession football. But again, the goals we gave away were poor. People not tracking back.
Yeah.
One of the comments I made, if we could actually tackle, we might get some out of a game. We're weak across the board. We're crying out for a midfield enforcer, someone who's going to be nasty, put the boot in, get the tackles in, stir it up a bit. But we haven't got that. We're far too nice. So
I love the way you say nasty. Nasty.
Don't start this again, please.
No,
I actually love it because it's not like
nasty.
It's not nasty. It's like nasty.
I'm just getting you ready for when you come down to Swindon, Clare, so you can understand everybody.
In the chat as well, we have got Simon. There is no atmosphere at MK franchise.
Great. Do you know what? I don't know if you found it, Nick, actually. And you hear it from the away end, so it must be the same for the home fans. How bad does a drum sound in there?
Well, I just hate drums anyway. So it's like, just do away. I wouldn't even allow them in the ground. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind them if it helps the atmosphere, but I don't like them if it makes the atmosphere.
It's a false atmosphere.
Yeah.
Ban them. Let's have a list of banning stuff. We talked about that the other week, didn't we? What are you going to ban?
Chuck it in the bin. Let's all start a feature. Chuck it in the bin.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was it? You can stick your drum up your
Arse.
That's it, arse.
Do you know? Talk about like a chant. Have you seen? Do you know like when the keeper does a goal kick?
Oh,
and your fans will go,
oh, you shit.
So we say, you shit bastard.
We do that as well.
But there's people that are, your shit there's apparently it's regional and different regions say something different. But Chesterfield have got the worst one. Are you ready?
Go on then.
Your shit, fuck off, we are the town,
I think they did that against us, you know.
Yeah, they do.
You know, when Louis Molden, I'm sure they did.
It's absolutely awful, isn't it?
I'm sure they did. Honestly.
The only way you can hear Chesterfield more, and then that comes out.
Do you know what the funniest thing was? Do you know, like, I got trolled by them Chesterfield fans? Because of obviously what happened at the Oldham game, and obviously Chesterfield and Oldham. Oldham fans went on to, you know, when we're fighting Chesterfield fans earlier on in the season, they were all sticking up for Rockdale, and they're all like, oh, I agree with Shah. So they've kind of done a U-turn now, so all Chesterfield fans like me now.
Maybe they realised that they shouldn't #be a dick.
I know. Or they just really hate Oldham like me. We've got a mutual understanding now. Just finishing off as well in League Two.
How good is that comment from Graham? Start like a Room 101 with things to bin, but it's a football podcast, call it Room 442.
Very good.
Love it. Before anyone else steals our idea, we have got that now.
Copyrighted.
I love it, Graham. You'll have to be part of it, though. You'll have to be part of it. And Mr. Lucas put, Hartlepool's drum that they have is really good. Gets the atmosphere going.
Yeah, it's one of few.
No, see, if it helps the atmosphere, then I like it. If it's making the atmosphere or faking the atmosphere, I don't like it.
We just don't have an atmosphere at Dale, so nothing gets us going. I know. We're just all morbid there.
On Saturday with a drum. Come on!
Yeah. No, actually, sad times. We lost, didn't we, to Hereford in the FA Cup qualifier. So we're not even in the FA Cup first round, which is actually really gutting. So we will be fresh.
What on earth are we going to talk about next week? There's only the championship in.
I know. Then again, we can talk about anything else, can't we? So we'll just have a like
absolutely lower league. Brewing a catch up.
Yeah. we can do the Room 442 next week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
With just things we don't like.
Yeah.
AFC Fields 1.
Yeah. Harrogate. Milton Keynes.
Oxford. There you are. That's a good start.
Richard Brodie.
Oh, funny. Next result, Morecambe for AFC Wimbledon 1. Morecambe are going about their season pretty quietly, aren't they? But they're picking up points. Like, no one's really talking about them, but they are really doing well. And haven't they got a couple of games to catch up on because of international?
They played midweek and lost.
Play them? Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's their first defeat in 6.
Yeah,
but they've still got a game in hand on most of the teams above them.
Yeah.
So
I think Wimbledon are doing really poorly at the minute as well.
Yeah.
They dropped right down.
Morecambe Yeah, they're quite consistent, aren't they?
Yeah.
Obviously, Aled, if you are still in the chat, please let us know about the next game and your thoughts on it. Notts County 0, Wrexham 2.
I'm gonna grass on him. He didn't go.
Oh.
He went out for the day with his sister instead.
Oh, that's cute though.
Half a fan.
That's cute though. In the chat as well, he is here with us. A great away result against a side I fully expect to be up there competing for automatic places. We had injuries to O'Connell. Don't make me cry because I used to love Owen O'Connell. And Barnett, who have been playing brilliant recently. I love Owen O'Connell so much. Makes me sad.
Oh.
Here we go, Claire.
What?
Stockport's next.
I thought you were reading Graham's comment.
Louis Barry. Oh no, you didn't.
Just quickly as well. Aled has put Tunnicliffe had originally been selected in the starting lineup, but gained an injury in training, so Tulsa replaced him. From those that attended, they have said it was a brilliant performance by the Reds. Saw a clip of the second and the control from Mullin and composure of Palmer. A great goal.
So can I just ask, Aled, did Tozer have a breakout of the team for a little while? Because I felt like he needed to.
I like Tozer.
Hell of a long throw on him, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ben Tozer.
He's got the Guinness World Record for the world's longest throw-in. Bit of trivia for you.
Didn't he beat your manager? Because Challoner had a hell of a long throw on him, didn't he, when he was at Tranmere?
It is Dave Challoner.
Yeah.
If it still is him.
Yeah.
It might not be next week. You might be Claire on Where's Claire?
So Tozer has one, but Challoner's got the longest one. So,
yeah.
Longest story. That could have been it.
God's sake.
No, he's top of the league. He's well endowed.
Who was the guy at Stoke who had the long throw?
Oh, what was it called?
Delap. That was it.
You know what? Sunderland sold him to Stoke. Never once did it for us, the bastard.
Hey, Dave Challoner's throw at Tranmere was a great threat back in the day, but it's all he had by the time he got to Stockport in his playing career.
I think it's all he had anyway.
Aled as well said, I think it might have been because of family reasons with Ben Tozer.
I was only joking, buddy. Don't worry.
I said a while back that I thought Tozer needed a break and to properly be with his family and grieve. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I hope he's in a better place as well.
Love that. I love Tozer, bless him. Next game as well, I will let you have your moment, Claire. Stockport County 2, Tranmere Rovers 0.
Before I get into that game, I'm just going to say happy 2-year Stockport County manager anniversary to our King Charlie.
Woo!
What a lot has happened in 2 years. Wow. Promotion, winning the league, and then playoff final, top of the league now. Oh my God. To think there was people that wanted him sacked a few weeks ago. And what did I tell you all every week? I'm not worried.
No, you did. Yeah, you did.
Sam has put, I believe Stockport's start of their winning streak was about the time Claire joined the pod. Assist for the Absolute Football podcast.
I'm not sure if it was, because I'm pretty sure we weren't winning, were we, when I first started? I think it was not long after, though.
No, because I can remember you saying to me, what's it like to win 2 games?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to be in that position again.
And now you're wondering what it's like because you forgot.
Exactly.
What's it like to lose the game, I think, now?
Yeah.
So obviously coming into Saturday, we were 9 league games in a row winning. 10 games in all competitions, and that was a record that we'd never had before Charlie became our manager. It happened twice last season, and obviously it's already happened this season. But 5 minutes into the game, there was an absolutely beautiful, I hope you've seen it, a beautiful ball from Odin Bailey to find Tanto. And the striker that's on form, he scored for his 9th goal in 8 games. He's just looking so confident. I keep saying it at the minute because he keeps scoring, but like he just looks well confident. It's not like shying away. He's taking the chances, taking the shots. But yeah, then after that, the 48th minute, Harvey Saunders had a red card, and it was a really stupid challenge. He'd been booked in like the 2nd minute of. Thanks, Darren. That's kind. It'd been booked in the 2nd minute of injury time, extra time, added time, whatever you call it, in the first half, and then literally the 3rd minute of the second half, it's just gone flying in against Southam Hills. Got a 2nd yellow. They actually played better with 10 men, believe it or not. I think you have to, because you all have to kind of stand up and do a bit more, don't you?
Yeah.
But having said that, on the 54th minute, Sass, he kicked the ball to Wootton from the edge of the area, from defending a corner, I think. Trying to remember. We'll just go with it. Defending a corner.
We won, didn't we?
Yeah. Kicked it to Kyle Wootton. Kyle Wootton does a little, it's like a little 1-2. Back to Sass, and he just runs straight clear from near the halfway line, to be fair. Puts us 2-0 up. But the set-up play for both goals was outstanding. It's just a pleasure to be a Stockport County fan. I've followed us for so long. I started supporting my club in the Championship as it is now, and I've followed us all the way down to the Conference North, and I just absolutely love watching my football team playing well in the Football League again. And I know it's season, but after some of those places that we've been, I think, and I don't mean this as a negative to any of the new fans, because how do you grow without getting new fans? I welcome the new fans, but I just think it's a different kind of feeling that I get than what they get, because like we've been there all those bad times. Like they've only really known the good times, and for us, like sometimes I just pinch myself and I'm like, it's my club. I've got my club back again. We had years of awful ownership. We had years of playing awful football, losing all the time. And for some of the time in the Conference North, I think a lot of us didn't really see how we were going to get back. And it seems like big-headed to say, but it's not how it's intended. But you'd see players come into Edgeley Park in the Conference North, and they'd be like walking out with the phones like you do at Premier League grounds, like walking out with the phones, taking a picture, like selfies in front of the Cheadle end, because it was a massive club for them to come and play against. And they used to all up the games, and their managers would always say it. So I think just now, it just makes a big difference to you. And I think it's just a special feeling. Obviously, we're 11 games winning streak now, 10 league games in a row. I just love it. I just love it. And I do say it all the time. I don't take note of the league table at this point in the season. It's a long season. I think it's far too early. But for us to be at the top of the table, even at this point, it's just lovely. Like, it's just nice to see. Lovely.
It's lovely.
Yeah, it's just nice to see. And yeah, long may it continue, because I love my football club, as we all do. And sorry for going off on a tangent.
No, I think to a degree that's the joys of the EFL, at whatever club you're at. Most of the clubs in the EFL have gone through some torrid times, and when you get a bit of success, you just appreciate it so much more than teams that all they, fans of teams, if all they've known is the team winning. And what I'd say for Stockport, Claire, is you win 10 games on the trot and you deserve to be at the top of the league. I mean, when going back when we had Di Canio, we won 10 games on the trot with him and won the league. So the league is theirs, is yours for the taking. You have that sort of form, and I know it is early in the season, but you've got to be the ones to beat. That's probably going to be a problem now. You're the ones to beat.
Yeah. I know, and I think that's what I was saying before, and that's the point I was getting at. And I didn't want it to come across as though I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not fearing anyone." And it's not that. It's just that you have to just do your own thing and go with your own game plan. I just think I don't know. I think going in the conference, I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. It was just what it was. But going into the Conference North, having a part-time regional football team, it just was awful in some ways. I mean, in other ways, I can't say it was all bad. I met Sam at the train station going to Leamington away. And look, nearly 10 years down the line, I'm married with a kid and a house. So there is some nice memories from it, but it wasn't the greatest time to be a County fan, going and getting beaten by teams that are so little in terms of area. They've not even got a train station. At the time I didn't drive. We were going to Brackley away, and this is another team that I absolutely can't stand. Brackley, they always beat us, and they just get under your skin. But we had to get a train to Banbury, and then you had to get a bus because it was the only way of getting to Brackley. There was nothing else anywhere near it. So, yeah, it's a long goal season. There's a long way to go, but for us to be doing so well, how can I not be happy with the league
that competitive as well? That to win 10 games in a row, it's just phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the nice thing about Saturday, we had 70% possession. So it wasn't even like we just sat back, but we did sit back, if that makes sense. We just kept the ball a lot because it's been a long old October, Saturday, Tuesdays. And I think you could tell some of the players were a little bit tired, so it's a good job we've not had a game. I think we'll have a lot of changes to the FA Cup game on Saturday against Worksop. But yeah, it's probably going to be good that some of them can have a little bit of a rest.
How big a miss do you think Louis Barry's going to be?
See, there's the thing. I thought it was going to be a massive miss, but it shows the strength and depth of the squad that the minute he got injured, we're replacing him with Kyle Button, who was last season's player of the season, is had the chance to ease himself back in from injury, is fit. We actually played better when Kyle Button came on. He scored and he assisted. Saturday, Kyle Button was amazing. He commands the line. It's a different style of football, but it's the style of football we were playing before we found a way to win without him. So it's the kind of style our team know. So I think as long as we can keep Kyle Button fit, we'll be all right. Mm-hmm. But also the other thing to sort of think is what's going to happen with Louis Barry now. He's had his operation this week, and I wish him absolute success in his recovery. Not that it's going to listen and hear me wishing him well, but you
never know.
I can clip it and tag him on Twitter.
I think because we had another player last season on loan called Arjan Reiki, I think his name. Might have been the season before, I can't remember. But he spoke so highly of us. It's why we got Louis Barry, apparently. So the fact that Louis Barry also absolutely loves our football club, you kind of think, actually, maybe they'll let us keep him. And when he is fully fit, he's there for the running. What better time for him to come back? So I do hope that we still see him. And I think if we got promoted, we'd be stupid to not try and keep him permanently. Because I think it's really his only fully successful loan spell that he's had. So it wouldn't make that much sense for it to not happen. And, I guess we had the fear of him leaving in January, but now you've got injury, God bless him.
Yeah. I think that what you said there with having the players you can bring off the bench and compare that to where we are on Saturday, we had a 16-year-old come on as a forward sub, and we had two, I don't know, they're 16 or 17-year-olds in addition on the bench, and you can't compete with that. That's the problem we've got. Our squad is so thin.
And that's what I was saying to you the other day as well when we were tweeting. You kind of fear for you if Kemp and Young go back to their clubs.
They'll definitely go back in January.
You kind of fear for you because if they're your best two players are going, like, I don't obviously think you'll be in trouble for relegation or anything like that, but I think you struggle to be competing where you want to be competing unless you replace them adequately.
Well, that's and we've got two other ones being called up for the AFCON.
Yeah.
So we could lose 4 players at a key stage.
I think we've got.
But I'm whinging.
Torre and Miles Hippolyte's back fit now as well. We've got Nick Powell back fit. We've got Neil Byrne about to come back fit. Like, it's exciting, man. I'm yeah.
And anyway, it'll all come to an end next Saturday, Claire. So I wouldn't worry.
we've still got 16-year-olds on the bench, 17-year-olds on the bench. We've got a very, very, very good academy. Very good academy, and then we've got what's called a scholarship program. So it's people that are not in the academy and not quite good enough to be in the first team, and we kind of train them up. Sorry, I was a bit scared she was going to be sick again then.
Don't worry, don't be sorry.
Yeah, we can, and some of them we send out on loan. So Josh Papula is outstanding. He has played only in kind of the newly named what's it called, Bristol Street
Motors. Yeah. It's the BS Cup.
For fuck's sake. Yeah. So I think we've got very bright future for the youngsters that we've got. I think it's just a very bright future in general. We've got a lot of good players coming through. We've got a lot of good players in the squad, on the bench. It's just the best time ever to be a county fan, really.
I just look forward to seeing you a week Saturday.
I'll give you a big kiss on the cheek.
I look forward to it.
I love it. Bless you. Last game as well in League 2. Sutton 2, Bradford 1.
What a result that is.
What a result.
And have you seen the news that's come out today?
Well, the Cowleys have turned down Bradford.
He was about to sign and he's turned him down at the last minute. Turned him down at the last minute.
Wonder if he's got a better offer somewhere.
I was going to say, do you reckon one of his other clubs who are obviously looking, he's got a better offer?
Yeah, maybe.
Or do you reckon he's just turned around and he doesn't want to go to Bradford?
Well, you can't blame him.
A bit of both. What a result, though, for Sutton. They needed that result as well because they're really struggling this season. We've said it time and time again, but Bradford not doing well at all, have they?
No.
They need to do what we did and find a way to win.
On that note, looking at this table, top of the table, we have Stockport on 35 points. Second place, we have Notts County on 30 points. Wrexham also on 30 points, but in third place. The playoffs are Mansfield in fourth on 29 points. Crewe also on 29 points in fifth. Morecambe in 6th on 27 points. Accrington below them in the final playoff spot on 26 points. And then in relegation, we have Tranmere Rovers, who were 23rd on 10 points. And Sutton also on 10 points. They are bottom of League 2.
I'm going to put it out there that Tranmere are going down.
I reckon Tranmere are going down.
Absolutely disgracefully bad on Saturday. They looked like, and this is genuine, like they looked like they didn't want to be there. Like literally like Christian Dennis, it just looked like he wanted to go home. But they've signed Nigel Adkins on a permanent contract as a manager. And it just, to me, I think they're planning for the conference. I don't know.
Possibly.
I think so.
I hope Atkins does. I like Atkins, so I hope he does. Hope he turns it around. To be fair,
just think though, if they come down next season, because as much as obviously we're a bit hit and miss at the minute, I don't think it's our season at all to go up. I think it'll be too soon if we go up with just like, some of the young players, obviously Jim McNulty and stuff like that. It's his first proper season. But imagine Tranmere coming back down to National League, Tranmere Rochdale, because they always bring a good following as well, Tranmere. So that should be a nice tasty game. On that note as well, we will go to the National League. So Boreham Wood won, Southend won. Yeah, it's one of them. Southend picking up points again. No, it's really good to see. Next result, Dorking 2, Aldershot 1. I think Dorking will be very happy, especially their players, with that result, because their manager, I absolutely love him, and he does like calling them out when they've not performed very well. So, yeah, I think that's a really good result for them. Ebbsfleet 0, Dagenham 1. Ebbsfleet are struggling again at the minute.
I'm so sorry. I'm just going to be back in a minute.
Don't worry. Dagenham also picking up some good points. I want to know Mr. Luke's thoughts. He has actually sent them in on Gateshead 0, AFC Fylde 4. So it's quite a long one, so we'll read it out. The overall game itself was a tough one for us, going 2 down after giving away a free kick on the outside of the box and a penalty, both scored by Nick Horton. What a player. And the frustrating thing is, when Jim Bentley was our manager last season, we were heavily linked with him. And I'm so gutted we didn't get him, because what a player. That's
the first time I've ever heard you being nice about Fylde.
I know.
All right.
I know. I'm still a bit fuming now, but yeah, he's a very good player, Nick Horton. After that, we started to play some good stuff from the 10th minute to the 94th minute of the game, really struggling to break them down. We had our chances, but didn't take them. I know exactly what you mean by that. Just hit us on the counter-attack again in the last minute twice. They scored from it. Roll on Saturday against Yeovil Town away in the FA Cup.
Are you going to that, Mr. Lucas? That's a fair old trek.
That is a trek. I've not been Yeovil in years. I remember when I went Yeovil. I've not been there in years. But I think for Gateshead, to be fair to him, I think it's just a blip. Gateshead play some really good football. And obviously, we drew 2-2 against Gateshead. We were 2-0 up. Drew 2-2 against them a couple of weeks ago, and they are one of the best footballing sides, to be fair, that I have seen this season. So I think it's just going to be a blip for them. I think in this league as well, it is still, apart from Chesterfield, it is still very open.
I think it's one of them games you just got to put in the bin, haven't you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's happened. Sounds if they played all right, just couldn't break them down. So
exactly. And to be fair, I'm actually going to be nice to AFC Fylde right now. To be fair to them, they have been picking up some good results the last few weeks. They seem to be on a very good run. And I think they've got Chris Beach as well as their manager. He was our ex-assistant manager under Keith Hill. Just got him in, and I think he's got them playing some good football. I think the players are starting to gel as well, because they did sign a lot of players in the transfer window. So I think it's finally coming together. So to be fair to Gateshead, it's one of them games, as we said, if we just need to move on from it. But I think they'll still be up there, Gateshead. They play some really good stuff.
Yeah, and they've got the best pub in the North East in the scheme. There we are. And the Micro Bus, they've got the second best pub.
He's just said as well, I'm not doing that. Sadly, I have some commitments to attend. I don't blame you.
No,
and Graham has put the game into room 442, Mr. Luke. Moving on, Hartlepool 2, Rochdale 3. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest, right? I was on my way. I went to a concert, 90s Pop Baby it was, at the Manchester Arena on Saturday. So I went in knowing we were 3-1 up with 3-2 up with 7 minutes injury time. So I didn't find out the final result until after the concert, bearing in mind it was for 6 hours because there were so many acts on. So at 11 o'clock at night, I finally saw that we won 3-2. But it was one of them games that was just so frustrating again, from what I've heard and what I've seen. 3rd minute, winger who I mentioned before, Keane Hayes from Fleetwood, he has been such a great addition to the team. We've only got him on a month's loan, so I'm hoping we can get him for a few more months, hopefully the end of season, because he has honestly been so good going forward. I don't know if Mr. Luke saw him when he played against Gateshead. If you do, let me know your thoughts on him. It was a very tricky winger, played some really good stuff. So he put us 1-0 up in the 3rd minute. And then it was Jimmy Keohan who scored. He's been scoring a lot of goals in the last few games. And then we went 3-0 up. Ryan East, my favourite player so far this season. I just think he's absolutely brilliant. Got his first goal for us. That was just before half-time, 45 plus 1 minute. But then Hartlepool managed to pull one back in the 45th plus 6 minute. So it was one of them where we thought 3-1 up, going into half-time, not bad. And then obviously possession-based football we play. Hartlepool, to be fair to them, should have scored a lot more chances. I don't know if any of you saw one of them that Hartlepool did miss. I don't know how the player missed it. It was an absolute shambles of a shot. It definitely should have scored that. I don't know if it's a confidence thing at the minute with Hartlepool because they're really struggling. They've got a lot of injuries. Yeah. There's a lot going on behind the scenes as well. So I don't know if it is a confidence thing with them at the minute or just bad luck, because on any other day he would have scored it. And then Rochdale being Rochdale, just before the end, letting a goal, 3-2. And I think to myself, I know what's going to happen here. We're going to either draw 3-3 or we're going to lose 4-3, because that's the Rochdale thing to do. Luckily, our defence did hold on though, and we got the win. I think it was a much needed win as well, because we hadn't won in 5 previously before this. There was a lot of people calling for Jim McNulty's head, which I don't get whatsoever, because
far too early, isn't it?
I don't get it, because I think to myself, we haven't got much money as it is. We can't compete. Who are we going to get? Realistically, who are we going to get? And to be fair to Jim McNulty, there's a lot going on at Rochdale. We're looking for outside investment. As I mentioned, we've not got the biggest budget. It is a lot of young players. We've got a lot of injuries as well. So at the minute, Jim McNulty is doing a brilliant job with the resources that we've got. He's new to it as well, so he is learning. He's going to make mistakes. It's his first full season in a managerial role. So yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a very frustrating season, because you get that little bit of hope and think, oh, we're going on a good run here. Maybe we might get playoffs. But then I think to myself, all of our fans before the start of the season were like, as long as we don't do like Scunthorpe did and get relegated, we'll be happy if we just finish above relegation. But because we are winning a bit more, we're getting a bit greedy. So I think it's just typical fickle fans, isn't it? But I'm really happy with how it's going with us at the minute. Don't get me wrong, it can be a frustrating season, because a lot of the losses and a lot of the points dropped, it is down to easy mistakes from our players. But on the flip side, I think to myself, we've lost Tyree Sinclair for a couple of months. Ferguson we've lost. A positive though that I will say, Devante Rodney was on the bench for us, and he did come on in the in the last couple of minutes for that game. But I think at the minute with Devante Rodney, it's going to be if he's okay to play and if he's feeling all right, maybe that game we might see a little bit of him. But I think with him as well, it is all to do with whether he feels healthy enough to do that, and we don't want to put too much strain on him. So, yeah, obviously that was a massive positive. But, yeah, we've got a week off, obviously, because we're not in the FA Cup. Sad to see, because obviously it's never happened to us before. We've always
Come to Stockport.
I know. We've always been part of the FA Cup draw, so obviously that's sad. But at the same time, we've got a bit of a reality check now, and we could do with this extra break to try and get players back to obviously and try and help with the squad depth as well. So, yeah, I think I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy.
The big question is, though, Shah, who was the best act at the 90s pop party?
5.
5?
Without a doubt.
Was it all 5 of them? Or?
I loved 5.
No, 3. There was only 3, but 5 was there. Blue were there as well. They were really good live. A1 were good. There was a lot of dance acts as well. So Snap was there and Peter Andre was there as well. But yeah, I have to say out of them all, 5 were the best one, but they're my favourite boy band. I love a bit of 5.
Or 3.
Or 3, yeah. Your 11 who scored at Top Bin's goal, he was incredible. I do agree with that. I think a Chegbullen has got a lot of potential. The only thing is with him tracking back, he's very lazy. That's the only thing he needs to work on, but he is very gifted. Very gifted. Let's have a look at this one. Rochdale looked good in the first half when we played. Just definitely a side in there going forward. It's true, but we are a side who only come out one half. So if we don't perform first half, we're guaranteed to play well second half, but just missed out. And if we win it in the first half, we're guaranteed to mess it up in the second half. Like even on Saturday, we made it hard work. But next game, obviously no surprises. Kidderminster 1, Chesterfield 3.
Yeah.
What else can you say about Chesterfield? They're just flying, aren't they?
Away and gone.
Absolutely flying. Maidenhead 3, Eastleigh 2. Eastleigh are kind of a very strange team as well. They were starting off, they were quite awful, and then they picked up a lot of points, and then they're just one of them inconsistent teams again. Oldham 2, Altrincham 2.
Good point from both, I think.
I agree. Oxford City 0, Barnet 2. No surprises there either. Solihull Moors 1, Wealdstone 0. We've actually got Wealdstone next game as well. But Solihull Moors, obviously, they're up there as well, aren't they? Another team who were up there, Bromley beating Woking away 1-0. Can't really say much about that. They're flying at the minute. Yeah. And then, obviously, York City, which I think is a good point, to be fair, against FC Halifax. FC Halifax have been on a really good run. I think they've been unbeaten in so many. I can't remember if it was 5 or 6.
Bit of a derby, that, isn't it? North Yorkshire versus South Yorkshire.
Yeah, definitely. York have got a lot of injuries as well. They signed a lot of players in the transfer window, and they've got a lot. I think it was about 9 or 10 injuries. So, really? Good point against a really informed Halifax team. So, no surprises. Top of the table, it makes me laugh just the points. Chesterfield on 44 points, and they have a game in hand as well, which I think is against Gateshead, if I've got that right, Mr. Luke. Barnet are second on 42 points. Bromley are then in third on 35 points. And then the playoffs are Solihull Moors on 34 points, Altrincham on 29 points, FC Halifax on 28 points, and Aldershot in 27. Maidenhead are 21st on 16 points. York City also on 16 points in 22nd. Oxford City on 14 points in 23rd. And Kidderminster also on 14 points, but they sit rock bottom.
Look how well Southend are doing. Go on, Southend.
I know. Just think if they didn't have their deduction as well.
Know.
They'd be in the playoffs, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I know. Really happy for Southend, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I can finally breathe. I felt like I went on for ages then. And we've obviously spoke a lot of football and what a lot of people have been waiting for today.
Oh,
Week 5, of where is Clare. None of us know where Clare has been. Even Clare doesn't know where Clare has been. Do you know what? I actually need a drink of water for this because my throat is actually really hurting. I need to prepare myself. Who wants to find out where Clare's been? Is everyone ready?
Oh.
Are we all
We're ready.
Alan has put anticipation.
Drum roll.
Ooh.
2 hours, 15 minutes for this, everyone. Boys and girls, we've been talking about football.
She's been flogging her coats down the market.
Oh my God.
Did you make a good profit there, Claire? Everyone, Nick at Swindon, please get everyone to wear raincoats.
Hey, that black coat's not a raincoat. Sam just went, no, it's a fucking bin bag.
I said that. Oh, I love it. Next, where has she been? She got blown away by the windy storm, so Leslie got a plane out.
That Mary Poppins.
I'm going to say you look like Mary Poppins there. And Leslie there, bless her, getting her plane out. I tell you what, though, that coat, that's lasted through everything. It's lasted through a sauna with Steve Evans, a windy storm. Where did you get it from, Claire? Because I think I need one. It blew her all the way to Egypt with Leslie, where Nick tried to sell them a pocket watch.
That's funny.
In the chat,
Look at the pocket watches. Clary Poppins. Oh my God.
I love how a different member of the team pops up each week. I love it. And then she challenged the Hocus Pocus sisters to a wrestling match. Team Jeffs versus the Hocus Pocus Survivor Series.
Oh my God.
Great special for Halloween. Alan's impressed and Simon's impressed as usual.
Could have called that match the Court versus the Scrot.
The coats being the scroats. Who won, Sam?
Claire doing a coat and watch exchange with Nick. I love it. And then where's she been now? Farley's Angels. This time the coats are on.
Farley looks good in a suit, doesn't he? Look at that.
Oh my God. It's
only Farley. I was going to say it's only Farley that could get away with a coat and a suit and a cap.
That is quality, that one. That's one of my favourites. And that's where Claire has been this week.
Quality.
It's going to get harder for him to keep coming up with stuff.
We'll have to get Destiny's Child to do a new cover of Farley's Angels.
Oh, he's actually put as well. When I do these, I actually have in my head that Leslie and Sharon are real people. I have to remember it's Claire in a different coat.
God's sake, Sam.
Alan has put, should have shown Farley's Angels when Farley is around. I think he's actually on holiday, isn't he, at the moment? Or is he going
he's in New York, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to New York. Maybe Claire will appear in New York soon. Who knows?
New York!
Great show, everyone. Once again, enjoyed it like usual. All the best to everyone on Saturday, except Rochdale, since they aren't playing. FA Cup, baby.
Woo woo.
Thanks, Mr. Luke. Can't wait for the montage when it comes to the end of season showdown. Like I said, we need like an Instagram page of all the places Claire and all her family's been, or we need to get a big map of the world and have all Claire's face everywhere of all places she's been. What I thought, Claire had just had this lovely, huge family. She does, Jo. Connor, love from New York.
Hi, New York. Oh, wait, is Connor in New York?
New York? Yeah. I think so. And obviously, that's the end of our show. It has been another long one, but we hope you have enjoyed it. Or Sam again, just before we go and do our outro. I'm going to cut a Christmas compendium of all the Clares.
That's too big a word for me. What's a compendium?
I don't
know.
No one
else knows either.
It's like a montage, isn't it? A bit like
I'm going to say, is it like...
A picture book.
I don't know.
So
I've got bellyache from laughing.
Tell someone went to university, can't you? Jesus.
I know.
Wasn't us four.
No.
So, while we're on the subject of where's Clare, where can everybody find you, Clare, if you want to know a bit more of where you are or a bit more about Sharon and Leslie?
Of course, like, oh
or
my
Auntie
God,
Trudy.
what's she stitching me up for now? You can find me on Twitter, X, whatever, Claire_Jeffs.
Also, as well, where can they find you? Because I know you do your Stockport County Twitter spaces as well, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Hatters,
it's in your profile, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Hatters_hangout maybe, something like that.
It's normally on a Tuesday. Can't remember it.
It's normally on a Tuesday, but if we play on a Tuesday, it's then on a Friday, which is really, really bad because it means that I miss out on Nick.
All right.
You were on last week, weren't you? Watching last week?
Oh, that was funny when Ben was having a fight with the other two.
They love each other, really.
I was literally laughing my head off watching that.
It is my absolute, honestly, I absolutely love the podcast and I always make sure I tune in every week. It is my favourite and I'm not a Swindon fan, but I'll sit there and happily watch it week in, week out because you guys, honestly, you make me laugh so much.
Well, it's a birthday on Monday. 3 years of the podcast. Although I haven't been on it that long, I'm the newest member of it. So, so Monday should be a good show.
Nice one.
I love that. Definitely going to tune in for that. And Nick, where can everybody find you if you want a bit more Nick in the lives?
On Twitter, Ocus_road, or as we just discussing, Fools Rushing podcast, which is on a Friday and a Monday, going out live 9:00. So join us. And there's usually plenty of discussions, shall we say, as Claire has seen and witnessed. So it's all good fun.
I love that. And Anne, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, I'm at Ant_Waterson from my personal Twitter. I'm also the host of the How Are Lasses podcast, which is at How Are Pod on Twitter. Pardon me, we're also on a Monday night, so you can watch Nick if you want, you know what I mean? Don't want to listen to me talk about but best of luck to Sunderland women this weekend because we've got a derby game away to Durham, and we're the only unbeaten side in the women's championship at the moment. So
you're top of the league, aren't you? I see.
Certainly are.
Yeah.
At least one Sunderland team's doing all right.
Hey, look, Graham went to uni.
Sorry. Collection of items. There we are.
If anybody wants to find me as well, I am Sharex RAFC. That is on Twitter. It's on Instagram. It is on TikTok as well, where I have completely removed all my other TikTok videos and I'm just concentrating on talking football. So, yeah, if you want to listen to my rants about football or my comments about football, then please check that out. My Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT on all socials. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But
another dog.
Someone's just going to say hello, gorgeous.
The most important bit as well, obviously, if you do want to follow the podcast on Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. We are Absolute Football Podcast on YouTube and Twitch. Absolute Football Pod on TikTok. Absolute Football Podcast _ on Threads and Instagram, the Absolute Football Podcast on Facebook. We do have a new time for the Monday pod. We do need to update it. So that's our Premier League one. It's also at 8:30, but it's on a Monday. Our lower league is on a Thursday at 8:30. And I don't know if anybody has seen as well, but there is an award going for the best football league and National League pod. And if you do want to vote for us, it's pinned to my Twitter. And a lot of the guys have obviously mentioned it in their Twitter as well. So if you do want to vote for us, please feel free. But as we mentioned, there is a lot of other really good podcasts as well. But it'd be really nice if you did show us some support. And yeah, that's pretty much
an award I'm up for this year.
I know. I know. But yeah, apart from that, I hope all these teams do well this weekend. A nice break for me, so I'll be happy because we won't have lost. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, good luck to everyone and hope you all have a lovely weekend.
Bye, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, everyone.